back and our friends at manscaped.com have got a masterclass to get you ready for the new season. Manscaped have just released the Performance Package 4.0, which is a revolutionary product for men's grooming. 4.0. It comes with Ball Reviver. Let's get all of that revived. Ball Toner. You've got to get that tone on your balls. Most of all, the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is incredible. It comes with a light. You can hear that buzz. Listen to that buzz. Can you hear it? It just goes, slides through that ball hair, or your arse hair, or your body hair. You can see right here. Just look at that. Just look at that cut. Oh, brilliant. It's also got skin safe technology, so you won't have to go to the hospital or somewhere because you've cut your balls. This thing is extraordinary. Also comes with Manscaped boxes. Find the 2 million men worldwide to use Manscaped and use the code Ryan LFC. I repeat, the code Ryan LFC to get 20% off and free shipping worldwide. Again, thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and your balls will definitely thank you.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. In this video, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff when it comes on to Jamaican football. We're going to talk a lot about Mr. Rudolph Speid. I'm here to share his story, and I just want to tell you guys, big up to every single one of you guys down in the comment section. I see you guys comment. I see you guys love and support across the world. Appreciate it. So don't make Ryan LFC have to interrupt the interview for tell you guys smashing the like button. We have almost 20 of you guys down in the comment section already. Once you join the stream, just smash the like button, share it, get the message, follow the journey with Ryan LFC. So we're going to introduce our guest, but before we introduce our guest, I want to talk a little bit before I bring on Mr. Rudolph Speid. So guys, Rudolph Speid, you guys know Rudolph Speid. He do a lot of interview, but this interview going to be special. You guys going to know a lot you guys didn't know about Rudolph Speid, and a lot of bad picture in the media. I would say paint and Rudolph Speid, but I know Rudolph Speid. Rudolph Speid coached me at the under 15 level. Very good person, but sometimes me myself, Ryan LFC, go very hard on Rudolph Speid, but more on the best for Jamaican football, and I know he have the heart, and I know him one of the best for Jamaican football. So let's welcome my guest, Mr. Rudolph Speid. Welcome, man.
Oh, thank you for having me, Ryan.
How are you doing, man? How is your day so far?
I have a good day so far. We just supervise the certification, well, the examination of 8 local coaches to get their CONCACAF B license. And we hope they are successful. We're not sure what the results will be yet, but this 8 will add to the 20 that we have in Jamaica, and we are resolute that we should have more. We also learned today that 6 Jamaicans will be chosen to do the A license. So it was a good day for me.
Great, man. So how your family doing, man? How the kids are doing so far?
I don't have kids anymore. They're all big people. They have left the house, so I'm just it's just me and my wife basically live at the house now. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy for myself. I don't have those expenses, so I can spend more time doing what I like, which is football.
True. But from these days, man, from coming up to Boys Town system, see you always take caring for the kids. You always have a lot of love for the young footballer. And I respect that, man. I respect for everything he has done for me. Can't forget 1 year you're full my book list at I think Spring Plaza. I come up to you and I tell you I want some book and show you the book list, and you know you fill it for me. So I want to tell him, man, thank you for that, and I also thank you for all the good thing he has done for the St. Andrew team. Every single shop you see coming up from Mobile, you stop there and purchase food and stuff. So good memories. But you mark me, Mr. Rudolph Speid, and me nah forget it every time. Me have to tell you take me off, Bridging. I make a mistake, and you take me off. Hurt me till to the day, Bridging. But me still love you, said we.
Sorry, let me just turn on this AC here because you put me under pressure right away. No, man. I mean, yeah, as a coach, I must say that I've grown over the years. I remember the game very well, but the game was 3-2 and I had to make a decision. Don't feel anyway. We still hung on and won the game 3-2. I remember the game very, very clearly. But that's all life is. No, don't take it personal.
Most definitely. But Rudolph Speid, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself for the people don't know you. But before I ask you that question though, tell me a little bit about yourself, your childhood growing up in Jamaica.
Right. So I was actually born in Linstead, St. Catherine, and I had a fairly nomadic younger life. I moved to Maypen. My father was in charge of Marshall's Popcorn. You know the Popcorn in the Ring? That was my father who was the manager for that company.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And then we actually went to Port Anthony to live. And since that, I've basically settled in Portland. I lived in Belcaris, Windsor Castle. When my father was building the house in Windsor Castle, we moved to Portmore for about 6 months because, again, he had a job in Portmore. So then I went to Windsor Castle all-age school. There I learned to play football and cricket. My brother is better at cricket. I was the one who was better at football. And then I went to Titchfield High. And at that time, Titchfield High was one of the top local schoolboy team in the country. We went to the final. My final year, we went to like the semi-final the year before. So, I played football, at that level. I also represented Port Anthony United in the Premier League from I was about 17. So basically, that's my life there as a kid. Of course, I did everything that kids do. Eat save your lunch money to go to the movies. That time they used to have a lot of banana trucks that come to Port Anthony, so we'd hop one to come back home because we didn't have any bus fare. So I was a regular kid's life that I lived with my friends. You probably heard of Kingsley Chin. He was a top striker in those days in Jamaica. Played for the national team from Portland. So basically, that was my life coming up. I migrated to Kingston when I was about 19 after I'd played my last year in the Costa Cup. And that story is I was in a tree reading a book. I read a lot. A lot of people would know that about me. I read a lot. And Mr. Evans from the Gleaner Company was passing, and he was talking to my aunt. He knew my aunt very well, and they spoke. And she was telling him about me. And nobody could find me because I was in the tree reading a book. And and he said, no, send him over to me at the Gleaner. And that was where I started. So that was basically my childhood. And that was
we'll get back to that. We'll get back to this Gleaner thing because you spend so much time at Gleaner and you help a lot of young youth in Jamaica getting work at Gleaner. You've done some great stuff, but we'll get into that. But I want to go back a little bit. You play football, you say you play football. What it is like growing up financial wise though?
Oh, financial wise, I was one of the poor persons. I mean,
but you look like you go prep school, a luxury, and look like someone who like what me got through.
Why you think I spend so much time with the kids? Because I knew what I went through. I went to an all-age school, Windsor Castle all-age school, right? And then I passed what they call a common entrance at the time to go to Port Anthony. So, I mean, when I was going to school from an early age, I was going to high school. My mom didn't even have to find like lunch money, bus fare, or anything for me to go to school. I would work every Saturday. I would work in stores. I would conduct on a minivan. I would pick things off the property and sell at the roadside. I'm just one of those industrious persons, and I've done all of that. And I would have said I would self-finance myself to go to school from an early age. When I say early, I mean really early, maybe like 12, 13. So no prep school, no fancy life. It was just a life that I loved. I had a lot of friends and we'd go fishing, we'd go to the river and, stay there the whole day. I'd go look for my friends in Buffalo, which is about 3.5 miles, which I would walk, come home back in the evening. But it was a life that I enjoyed. I wouldn't complain about it any at all.
So when you start to get involved, you come from a football background where your father, your mom involved in the sports, anything of that.
Not at all. At Windsor Castle all age, I was one of the persons who would play foot. Well, it's a small school. I can't remember if there's probably 100 person, but there are 150. So, eventually I would emerge as one of the better athletic person at the school. So I'd run for the school, I would play football, I would play cricket, whatever the sport is, I would be involved. We had two teachers that love sports, and I think that is where it started.
Okay, so all right, let's move on then. Let's move on. You go to what high school you attend again? You play Doncaster Cup. Or which position you play, by the way?
Right. So I played 3 years. I went to Titchfield High School. The first year when I went to training, the coach put me to play goalkeeper. I was the backup goalkeeper. Like for a while I was second string, then I dropped out to third string because the truth is I wasn't a goalkeeper. I actually started out playing centre forward, which was pretty good. I could score some. I used to score goals up to about third form, and then we got better strikers, so I dropped back to midfield and I was playing central midfielder. And then one day, our centre half got into a fight. I don't know if it's a fight, but he was hitting his head and he got hospitalized. And the coach said, "Well, Speed, you can tackle, so you go back at centre half." So I've been playing centre half since. Of course, my second year, I was still kind of reserve player, so I played mostly on the left back. The third year, I played all the time. Played left back. I played majority of the time, so I played left back majority of the time. But between left back and left centre half were my positions at school level, and also when I played for the club, Port United.
Okay, fair enough. So let's move on now. So when you leave high school, what next for you?
So just to tell you, where I'm from, I'm giving it to you straight. So when I left high school, I didn't leave high school when the manager at the Gleaner passed by and thought that I had a lot of. In those days, I probably had 7. They call it O levels and some A's and some B's. So you were a bright boy in those days with 7 subjects. And he was passing and thought, "Oh, really? You know, Miss Delvira Brown was my aunt that she was speaking to him, and him say, come to the Gleaner, let us see." So I went about February 1983, February or March. I was still going to school, but then when I went and they gave me a test, he said, "No, no, no, I want you to start working like tomorrow." Of course, I left Green and walked all the way to Crossroad. I didn't know Kingston. I was, until I saw a bus coming over. Incidentally, the same bus that I came across with was a bus that used to carry the Star to Portland, so I knew him, so I flagged him down. So I left Green and walked across road, and then I saw the same bus that was at the Green, right? And that is how I went back over. And I went back over, spoke to my mom, and I just packed my things and decided that I was going to come to Kingston to work. So when I packed, I just wanted to give you the story straight. You know those old time Charlene bag?
Yeah.
That was my bag. I had a pair of shoes in it. I had track shoes. I had a pair of shoes. No, probably I wore the pair of shoes. I had my football boots in my bag. I had 2 dress pants, and I could only find 3 dress shirts. And that's the way I came to Kingston and started to work at the Gleaner the next day.
Wow. So lucky to start to work at the Gleaner. Wow. So as you said, the first time you come into Kingston.
Not the first alone.
First alone, but I always think you are one of this uptown youth. You know what I mean? I didn't know you're coming from country.
No, I was. I was always from the country and grew up there, enjoy life there. I mean, to be honest, even though life was hard, I just didn't see it as hard. I just rolled with the punches and just kept on going.
Fair enough. So, how you get involved in Cavaliers Football Club, though? He's the owner of Cavaliers Football Club. Is that right?
I'm the major shareholders, but we have, that I'll come back to it. We're trying to diversify the ownership because it doesn't make sense for me to carry all the burden that I've been carrying over these years. So now it is very diversified and we're trying to do it even more. But for now, I'm the major shareholder in Cavalier.
Wow. So you play for Cavaliers, right?
Yes, I did. So once I came to the Gleaner, I mean, I met Andrew Thomas. He's the current president of Cavalier. He's the one who is always telling me, come to Cavalier, come to Cavalier. And I just, you know, I was really trying to make it, you know, career-wise. I was pretty good at my job, and I got promotion almost every single year. I was very good at what I did. And I wanted to go back to school too, because remember I left sixth form, did my A levels, and I wanted to go back to school. So I wasn't interested in going, but I was playing business house for Gleaner for years. I mean, I probably played the longest. So in history. So Andrew was always encouraging me to come. Then Andrew left the Gleaner. And it's a funny story. You know, I left the Gleaner for about 2 years to work with Wesinco group of companies. I got a job as a chief accountant. Now this is well, I'll soon come back to that. And I was there working, and then one of my cousin Peter Brown called me and said there was a team in Oakdale that wanted a coach. I said, I can't coach. I have never coached before. And he said, no, come on, them need help, some liquor boys. Of course, when I reach out there, it's not liquor boys, it's some big men. And some of them was older than I am playing for the team. I must give you this joke. The first day we had a match. We trained for about 2 months. The first day we had a match, I just saw a lot of strange persons coming up. And I said, what you doing here? They said, they come to play. I said, what do you mean you come to play? They said, well, yes, we always play, you know. Those guys that you're looking at, they are the reserves. But they have never come to training. I said, well, you're not playing on my team, you know. So I put out the young guys, and I put a couple of them on the bench, because manager, you know, they're done for the year. All of those people come down and say, yes, it's these guys must be. You know, I'm going to stick for my gun. I'm so stubborn sometimes. And we won the match 10-0. And then after that, we won every match and got promoted to Division 1. So that kind of solved that argument. There was never that issue again about who's supposed to play. Yeah. The next year, we in first division. I was still coaching, and the boys got in a fight with the police team. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. There was one police officer who punched at one of the players and broke his teeth. His teeth was actually hanging out. You know, I mean, the police know how to punch, and the players was determined to fight the police team. And a fracas developed until one of our players put a stone in his jersey and swung it over everybody's head on top of the policeman's head. You know, and then the St. Catherine FA summoned us to a meeting. That was Happy Sutherland, Peter Reid, and they banned the club. But they made a mistake. They banned the club, just a normal ban. So the next year, we changed the name of the team and entered again. So they carried us up to disciplinary and said, no, the club is banned. And I say, yes, we are not that club. Our club name is Oakdale now, but you didn't say you banned the players, so you can't stop us from playing. So we got in, and of course we won the league again in Division 2 and come back to Division 1. And up to this day, Peter Reid still remind me of technically how I beat that particular system to be able to play again. So even at that time, I still wasn't playing for Cavalier yet. So I went from Wesinco and came back to Sangster Bookstores. Now, I was working at Sangsters now as the chief accountant, which is a part of the Gleaner group, right? And then I was leaving Sangsters to go to CVM, to work as a chief accountant. When Gleaner heard, and Gleaner said, no, you're not going anywhere. We'll match your salary, and we'll pay the salary at Sangsters, and in 3 months' time, you come to the Gleaner and work as our chief accountant. And I said that to say this, to say, I've never applied for a job.
Never
applied for a job in my life, never, right? People always ask me to come and work for them. I know my stuff in finance, so they always ask me. I've never applied for a job. Every job I get, somebody say, "Why you don't come out?" It's just the same thing with cassava. I never. All right, so let us get to that. So, and there I was back at the Gleaner, and then I decided, okay, I'm done with St. Catherine football because I just see what happened over there. Oh, by the way, before I left St. Catherine football, I coached Flyers United too. That's where I met Tyler Ebanks, Dennis Ebanks, player with the fastest pair of feet. I was his coach when he got called to the national team. Fastest pair of feet. That's one player who I'm so disappointed. I think he's one of the best players I've ever coached. I'm so disappointed he was never in the national team and get a chance to play in the 98 World Cup. He would have been a star. I mean, he was so fit and disciplined. I just want to say this about St. Catherine. I remember, again, coaching Flyers United, and I won the first leg of the semi-final or the final. And then the owner said, oh, he didn't want a couple players to play on the team. That's the night before the final. And I said to him, well, I'm not coaching the team if I can't play the team. And of course, I stepped down, he replaced me. I'm not going to call the coach name, but he can go back in the history. He took over the team and lost the second leg 2-0. You know, there a fracas developed, big fight over there among the players. And I just moved on from that. I transferred back to Kingston and I just moved on from that. So when I came back and started working for the Gleaner, I went to Santos to train. So Santos Football Club would have been the club where I would have been. I went there to train. And I would train, but the coach didn't think I was any good. So
Spanner at the time?
No, it wasn't Spanner was the coach. Spanner was still the president, but it was the coach was this guy that did the music. Play for Jamaica too. National player. Campbell.
Not busy Campbell though.
No, not busy Campbell. No, he played for Jamaica. I'm not sure what his name, but he was the coach. He loves to talk though. I mean, he would talk to you the whole night, but I mean, I suppose I didn't fit the bill for Santos. Santos was the skillful, full of skill. I wasn't that type of player. I was like, yeah, you can't pass me for the whole evening, and that's it. You're not going to pass. No care what you do, you can't pass me. I was fit, resolute, tenacious, but I wasn't the flashy type of player who people would want to gravitate towards. So he didn't give me any game. So I went to Cavalier. And I was there to play under Monty Scott, and I didn't get a lot of playing time either. By that time, I was like in my 30s, though, because I was working for a long while, trying to improve my career, which I did well. I was the chief accountant at the Gleaner at that time. And then Monty Scott left in the middle of a game. I don't remember what happened. And then the next coach at Cavalier started to give me some playing time, and I've been playing there, you know, till I was retired from the game. So that was how the Cavalier league came.
So that's why you stick to Cavaliers.
Yes, I got to play. So we were at Cavalier. You know, the team got relegated now to. I'm going to tell you how I get to ownership. The team get relegated down to the Sid Bartlett League. That is the 4th division. And of course, the year before, we had about 13 different coaches. People, you know, everybody wanted to coach a team once Monty Scott stepped down. And we used 13 different right back for the first 13 games. There was a lot of confusion in the team.
13 different right back.
Yeah, we had 13 coaches one season. And of course, you know what happened. We got relegated, right? Out of Major League by none other than Mullines United. That is why every time I see them in Premier League, I remember them were the team that relegated us from Major League. I mean, they are my friends, though. So we got relegated and we in Sid Bartlett. Nobody, the club was just there about to die, actually, at that point in time. And I'm going to talk to you about a lady that people don't realize that is the person why I got involved in football at this level. Her name is Margaret Sutherland. I don't know if you know that person. She was a former referee and she was the administrator of CASAFA. I hope people don't like her after they hear the story because she's the one who got me involved at this level. So, Major League was starting in CASAFA. I was walking up to
Take your call, man, Bridget.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Come on. Wait a I forgot about him. Mm. I forgot about him. No, I forgot about him. I don't know. It's not true though, but I forgot about him. Yes, sorry. You ready?
Yeah, man, go for it, Bridget. This is a YouTube, Bridget. This is not.
Right. So So I was walking in the George's going up to the top field, St. George's College going up to the top field. And she stopped me and said, "What about Cavalier? You're not registering. We just got relegated to Sid Bartlett." And I said, "Boy, everybody gone. Yeah, there's no structure now." And she said, "Yes, but you don't have players?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Bring what you have come, man. Bring the players that you have come across so I can." So I said, "Okay." So I get up the players that we probably had about 15 or 16 players who were left. The rest of the players had moved on. And I went to the CASAF office right in front of the examination depot. Right, that's where the office was at the time. And I went there and I registered the 15 players. And then she said, "Well, you know, she started to tell me that they had some issues, and I said, like what? And she said, "Well, we didn't have any accounts, and we didn't have an AGM, and the AGM was due." And she kept on telling me, and I said, "Well, no problem. Maybe I could do the accounts for you." So I did the accounts for her. I said, "I'll do it for you." And she said, "Well, we don't have a venue to keep the meeting." I said, "Well, no problem. I'll get Gleaner. You can keep the meeting at Gleaner." So I said, "What else you want?" And she told me. I said, "Okay, food, no problem. I'll get you some food to feed the persons that come." I said, "How much person?" She tell me. And I went back, did the accounts, and set up a meeting in our Gleaner Sports Club, and I got some food out of my pocket. I just bought the food and then I asked my good friend, Mr. Antonio Gilbert, to come and be the person, the director of the elections, right? So we went there. Richard Nathan was the president, and he decided that he wasn't going back. And so there was Patrick Roberts, and I can't remember what the president was. He used to work at Jamaica National and Spanner, and there was Howard McIntosh. There was the guy that is advisor to the Minister of Sports. He used to be a striker, play for Boys Town, man. Brown gentleman, he's brown, come from Montego Bay. He was a fearsome striker in his days. When I remember his name, I'll tell you. They all came and they wanted positions. Anyway, Carlton Barkley was the person who won the presidency. Then I think Patrick Roberts was the first vice president. Carlton Dennis was second. And I can't remember, I think somebody named Arville Marshall became the general secretary. And then the treasurer position come up. No, I didn't even know about politics at the time. And they all pointed to me and said, "No, well, it's you as the treasurer." And I said, "What do you mean by me as the treasurer? I don't want a post." And said, "No, we don't care. You are the treasurer. You do the accounts. You explain everything to us. We like you. You are the treasurer." So I was made the treasurer. Again, I never even asked for the position. As I told you, it's the most uncanny thing in my life. I don't ask for anything. People always ask me to do these things. And I became the treasurer, and everybody went away happy. We got sponsorship. In that tenure, I was the one who said, "Listen, clubs must stop pay referees. When you remember when you come to games, you'd have to pay the referee half, and the next club pay the referee half." I said, "That must not. We must pay the referee." So that was instituted by me in the first instance there, right?
In Kingston.
Yes, in Casafa. Clubs didn't have to pay referee anymore. Of course, with the president had to agree and all of those things, right? And so that was my first, that's how I came into Casafa. And I served as a treasurer for 7 years. But as I said before, Margaret Sutherland was a person, I say it again, who was the one who allowed me or encouraged me to become what I am today in football. So Cavalier now start to have a leader, which was me. Automatically, I went to Andrew Thomas and asked him if he would become the president, and he said yes, he would be. So it's both of us started up back again and tried and bring it back where it was.
So both of you from them time till now.
Yes. And that was like 2000. So it's like the last 20 odd years. It's both of us are the ones that never left. We still right through from that time to now. So the first season, I remember now, I was playing, and then all of a sudden, I have all of these, these all of these things just upon me, the leadership now of the club, right? So I started to actually play and coach. So I remember the first year we were in St. Bartlett, and I played against UWI, Bertis Bell. Oh God, he exposed me. 3-0. And then, like a bad luck, we saw him again in the Jackie Bell competition, 3 more. I mean, Bertis is my friend, so I like him. Gracious though when he beats you, gracious if you beat him too. And we for the first 5 matches, we played. We had like 5 points. We win one, draw 3. I don't remember. I lose. We probably had 4 points. So in the last 4 matches, we had to win those games to go through. We won 3 in a row. I got better as a coach. We won 3 in a row. And the last one we had to win to go through. We were playing against Whitfield. They scored against us in the first minute or the first 5 minutes. I mean, that was really heartbreaking. But coaching is about planning. So we had gone to Antgard and we got a player by the name of Bernard Blackwood, who was one of their French players, and they transferred him to us.
Yeah, always a take on it player them bridging. Why?
That's cool. We were like, they named us Arnett too after a while. We couldn't get anybody from Boystown, so we got to Arnett. And I just remember we scored back 1-1, and in like almost it died with 2 minutes to go. Bernard Blackwood, he ran down the right flank, crossed the ball, and didn't score. He said one time I supposed to do nothing. I said no, just go again down the left side. No, him run again, cross the ball again. And I can't remember a guy named Brenton. He was just there to stick it in, and that's how we got promotion basically to back to the playoffs, right? And we did come second in the playoffs, and we got promotion to the major league. So it hasn't been easy. It has always been hard. And I had a pickup, and most of the time, my pickup was the transportation for the team most of the time. So that's really where we're coming from.
The coaster, yeah, where you get the coaster from?
You want to hear the coaster story? So while me at the Gleaner now, me and the Gleaner had a deal that I could use their coaster. Whenever we had a deal. We write it up and everything that the club could use the coaster, and for football purpose if they're not using it, and I would borrow it. But a lot of the time, so as you know, sometimes I couldn't get a driver because I would have to pay the driver. So I am the one who drove the coaster.
True, you always a drive. You do everything, brother. You buy the food, you make sure everything ready. You do the match card, you do everything ready. You have to appreciate it, bro.
So in those times, Kasafa didn't have any money to carry those teams over the country to play those matches. I mean, you see a lot of people just talking. Kasafa didn't have 1 cent to do what I did. Remember, in those days, we had 215 team and 230. So some of the time, now Kasafa only have 115 and 113. So some of the times, Kasafa was able to fund 1 bus, right? And I leave my work, I was the type of worker though, but my boss, they wouldn't give me a hard time because they know how hard I work. Some of the time when you see me come back from wherever I drive, I'm back at work till like 12, 1 o'clock. I make sure I don't miss my deadline. So my boss, they know that.
Oh.
So I would drive the bus some of the time when I can't get a driver, because drive to go, say, even Montego Bay was like $5,000-$6,000 to pay a driver for the day. And some of the time I look at it and say, boy, better I buy food, get the price more than pay a driver, when I can drive. And I love driving. I love driving big units too. I can drive. I drive the trucks, I drive the bus. Anything you give me, I can drive. So it was a pleasure for me too. I like rap, so I would drive the bus, save the money, and able to buy the players food when we're coming back. So that is the bus story. But it wasn't my bus. And I had one at the time I had a coaster too. I had a coaster for myself. Yeah, I lent it to Boystown too when I was in Premier League, and I would lend it to. I had a coaster and I had a highest for myself eventually. And I would lend it to every team. All these teams you see in Kasafa, I would have lent them my coaster or my ice. They have never put 1 ounce of gas in it. Whenever they want to go to matches, they would ask me and I would lend it to them and they would drive it. It got so bad one at the time that all of these clubs a lot of these clubs in Cassava, I'll even lend them my personal van, my personal one that I drive to work. Sometimes I lend them it to for them to go to
That
my
grave van there, still have that grave van there.
No, I sold it. But that is how invested I was. No man, I sold it and I changed it. I had a red and grey. I know I have a Montero Sport, but it's the same Mitsubishi. I love the Mitsubishi, but I changed it. But I would lend them. Anybody asks for it, I would lend them. I'd be the first person anybody in Kasafa want to come. When it comes to gears, I just give away all 5-star gears each year, just because I wanted the football to play. There are some teams that I'm not trying to talk about what I do, but there are some teams that I give them ball, I pay off them fee, them money, but I go to Kasafa because I wanted them to participate. You would be surprised at the teams too when they hear them talk about me.
That's more under that story. The thing them when me hear, Bridget. Me know, although me stay us up on YouTube and bash the JFF and bash, really and truly a good more for the thing in a bridging, but
yeah, man.
me know how the bad media, how the man them paint a bad image upon you and Craig Butler. I tell people that.
So I remember in Super League.
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember in Super League, the only match I ever late for was when I had to pick up another Super League team, push my players on the back of the bus and say, all right, when you come at the front, drop them first and then go to my game. If you hear those people talk about me now, I remember one Super League season, we were in second position. The team that won us by a point or maybe goal difference, but it was less than 3 points. And we found out that they use an ineligible play in one of the games. And me being the president now, I don't remember if I was the president or the treasurer. I mean, I had all the evidence, and when I saw it, I just say, you know what, it's not going to look good. Let them take the win, and I will just say I come second, and I allowed it to happen. And I know most other persons would not have done that. So there's another club that that have a lot of talk. I gave them $100,000 worth of goods because they say want to keep a party. And then just didn't pay me back. So when I start to say, listen, you have to pay me back, and it caused an argument. It's one of the clubs I love to talk about, but those are some of the things that I've done. Just some, when you talk about books, like 100 kids buying books for these kids, sometimes you talk about jobs for players, people I don't even know. People introduce me to them, big men, little boys, because I could get jobs for them. It's uncanny. Probably you would not have an idea the amount of persons that would have gotten jobs on.
I know that, man. I remember at one point the whole Cavalier S.C working, if they're not working at Kingston Bookstop, they're working at Samsung's Bookstop. And I know most of the Super League players them work at Samsung Bookstop. So I know all the great thing you done, You understand? So sometimes more than me I bash a bridge. Sometimes I say, boy, brother, do so much good.
Sometimes when they talk about me, I'm wondering who are these people talking about? This can't be me, And I go to school, I get kids in school. When the kids give trouble, I go to school, go represent the parents. Because the parents say, I can't leave, because my work stay this way. Like millions of times. It's not funny. I have to go to school and pretend to me the uncle or me the guardian when they want to kick the kid out of school. The amount of work that is done at that grassroots level, in the past, it's just uncanny. I just don't understand some of these people who they're talking about,
Yeah, I remember when you come at Boys Town and you were talking to Daz, and you were looking for some Super League player. You just lose the final, and you were looking Boys Town in the Premier League, and Daz never getting a game. And you come out in the same grave on the one evening and be spectators there, and Daz sitting in the stands where it was at, and you come to Daz and say, listen, I want to come and play for Cavalier and stuff, and the offer you're giving him, you're paying him to play Super League, and also you give him a job at Sam's Bookstore. And like everybody, my father was there at the time of Boys Town, and everybody I said, "Das, take it. You know, I get nothing else at Boys Town. You know, in the 23-man squad. Go and take it and play with Super League. Yes, it's a step down, but go and play and get a 95 job and you're playing football." And him didn't take it.
Yeah, I remember, and it came afterwards. But by that time, now the opportunity did pass. I did have better younger players, and he never play a lot either. But this is something that happened all the time. In those days, I would look out for players to get them a job too, because I know that I wasn't in a position to get them a job overseas. So I would try to get them a job. So, and a lot of players took the opportunity. Players like Ryan Miller and those people, Jenkins, they worked for me for a while. You know, even I was in a position. I got certain contracts because I remember distribution contracts, and I would, you know, have the player them do the contracts, and some players, some of them other, you know, other half families, relatives, because I had to employ like about 100 person to do some of the contracts that I had, and I would always get them work. So yeah, it's something that I do. And as I said before, if you remember my background coming up, you'd understand why. So that is why I do all of those things. Really, people just don't understand. So people think that I'm this rich kid that born with a gold spoon in my mouth. Nothing like that. I work hard all the way up from nothing.
Yeah, for real. But so how you do it though when the player them playing Super League and they have to start the chain at 3 o'clock and they working at Samsung bus store?
No, no, no. I was my training was flexible, you know, and I did it like that to facilitate the players mostly. So once the players had to work, I would either train very early, or some days, you know, I would ask. So we train together, like say Tuesdays and Thursdays from early. But what I would do the other days was train like 6 o'clock, but we'll go probably run the hills or run down the sands just to make sure that everybody is there all the time. So normally I'm organized, so I do always write the manager. I ask the manager for whatever company the person is working for to allow them like 2 days off. I'm not unreasonable. I've never asked for the full week. I just say, can you allow them 1 or 2 days? And usually they do.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit because Cavalier still not own a field. When is it Cavalier is going to have a field for themselves?
Yeah, that's a big problem. You know, we're at Stadium is for like about 25 years. We never have a lease or anything. And then they upgraded. You know, one day we were training there. One evening, like a Tuesday evening, when we come back the Wednesday evening, they had dug up the field, and that was it. And no warning, nobody told us anything. You know, and we had to go on the side where they know teach people to drive over in the middle of the road. That's where we were training for almost a year, you know. And the truth is we have been nomadic ever since, but it suits us in a
Hold
sense.
on, just a second. Right where they chain people to drive right outside of the stadium.
Yeah.
Where they build no house, no do they know? Apartment.
No, the apartment is behind where we used to train. We used to train just on the roadside, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's where we used to train. We didn't have anywhere else to go. We just came one evening, they bulldozed down the place, started to dig up the field, everything, and we just moved over there and started training because there was a little, like a lawn, almost like a lawn there. And we started where we started to train. But we didn't have anywhere to go, so we just stuck there till we went to Excelsior, and we were there for a couple of years. And we were able to train at Stadium is sometime, and now we kind of settled down at Alpha. That's where we train. I mean, based
Nice
on
pitch. Nice
yeah,
pitch.
yes, and based on our structure, it is actually cheaper on us to rent than to have the to have to deal with all of those maintenance for our field. So it suits us. And then we have a couple of good friends. We can always borrow the field if we have to. So we're kind of all right. But what you say is true. We tried to get the place in front of Excelsior. We went to the Ministry of Lands and we put in our proposition. But we're not able to get the lease because somebody else have the lease at this particular time. But we're not going to stop. That's the only space in Jamaica left in Kingston that you can have a field for yourself. And that's, you know, across from Excelsior High.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I remember we chain over this XL size chain over there. I remember a couple morning when I'm playing Manning Cup XL, so you guys come after us.
yes. So we are nomadic. But it gives us a spirit. And as I said before, we have some very good friends. People just don't know we have some very good friends. And there was a time when we used to borrow Boys Town Field to play matches too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, right. But you can see how hard it is to maintain a property properly. So,
Yeah.
and that is why we're not perturbed. We don't mind. AC Milan doesn't have a home field. AC Milan, Inter Milan, they use the same pitch, right? They don't own it. So we're not in bad company.
Mr. Speed, you're good. You don't mention. You're good.
Not in bad.
You're good. You're good. But anyway, so let's get back to I know you believe in youth from a long, long time. If you ever regret when the Jamaica national team went to the World Cup, where most of the players on that team have Cavaliers player. Back in them time, the Cavaliers have some great youth, and you guys didn't change. You guys didn't change.
Where you get that from? So we don't train. No, well, that's not.
On the team not change, brother. When me play under 15 and under 17 against you, on the team is just a pickup team.
Okay, so
Most of them are when they have the best player. Them Maxwell, one of the best coach ever in Jamaica. To the day, he just pick up, score the best player. Them. No, seriously, do you regret not them time there?
it's not. Look here. Don't say we don't train. We don't train as hard as the other teams, but we do train. We do train mostly on a Saturday morning because again we do have the facility, and based on where our players are, all of those players can't travel to any one central location because remember, every Cavalier team will have players from every single nook and cranny of Kingston and St. Andrew. So it's not like you have a Boys Town team where everybody is close by so they can train in the evening. So basically our training was really on a Saturday morning. We would have everybody come to training. One of the things with those players too is we never need to have them training every day either because those players always in their school team. They was always in their Coles or Pepsi or Morning Cup team every single time. So those training would be taking place, and on a Saturday morning we would say welcome to our training, and then we would train on a Saturday morning. Of course, if we have to play on a Saturday the game, then that training wouldn't take place. But no, we do train, but it's just 1 day a week we sure the training. So now
2008, you sent 5 players go at Excelsior. 2008. Delanta Passenger, Reds, who called Iniesta, Pim Pim.
we send
Why-
Romaro Jones.
Yeah, why you take away the players in back from Excelsior?
Right, so that's an interesting story. So we were playing the under 15 final at Harborview, and we were speaking to the Excelsior coach, and I said, look, you have some players, we talk about the players who could cover over, right? And then we sign off on them and say, okay, those players gonna come over because they didn't have to sit out because they were coming from Idle, a lot of them. So like about, I don't remember how long, but I went back.
It's like a week. They
Maybe.
attend Excelsior for a week.
Right, so I went back to Excelsior to say, well, we have a game. I would have liked those players to come and play the game.
Mr. Speed kind of break up him internet, guys. So beard us. People smash the like button, man. Smash it. Like button. So yeah, until Mr. Speed. Yeah.
Yes, back. So the coach said no. So I said, coach, you're not serious. And the coach said, yes, I'm serious. I'm not releasing the player. I said, really? I'm going to show you whose players they are. So I just told the player to pack up. And he said, no, the player can't leave because I know the player father. I said, really? And I just told the players to leave. And I carried them to a school that will allow me to come for them whenever I want and get them to play for Cavalier and play for the Confed. So that is the story of those players leaving.
But 2 players leave back. 2 players, and 2 of them are my best friend. 2 of them are my best friend. Delanta Passenger and Reds.
Right. So they were supposed to come too, but they decided to stay. So I didn't push it because
They still play for you still. They still play.
Right. Yeah, I'm not the pushy type, but I mean the way how it come across, like, hey, Speed, you go and sit down because me are the boss. sometimes the ego just come up back and you just have to make a point. So I just had to make that point.
Yeah. I love my coach, you know, so I want to be good in a coach. So
Man, him good, man.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
him good.
it's a thing I really always want to ask because Reg's always tell me and Deli tell me and the man him say, yo, and the man said no. But it's a thing where Aliman where him always telling us, yo, you play Manning Cup and you miss out a lot in the school year and stuff and him say, yo, just take the time out and beat some book. Always remember when after football, you don't know what can happen. You know, must come becomes a professional footballer. So him always a beat that in a way and I say, yo, book. You know what I mean? But he always preaching, you don't have to go and play for club football and all of them stuff there, you know?
But
So
you never stop play for your club.
yeah, no, me never stop playing for my club, but me listen to him and me never play 1 year or under 20. Me never play one under 20 still, you know. So when the people them
No, my point wasn't that what he's saying is wrong, you know. My point was, hey, is my player you see playing and me I agree with send them at your school now. So them go to your school and the club suffer now. That was the part that I had a problem with. I don't mind them the book work and you know.
yeah,
Just, you saw them playing for me and I
yeah,
was fine with my players. You don't know what I did for my players over the years. And all of a sudden you're saying, well, you have to stop playing for Cavalier now. I wasn't going to agree with that. Because you know me treat my players. I have Romaro Jones from was 9. When Romaro was playing for me first, 11. He was playing under 15 from he was 11. when they put on the shot and him, he can't even fit, you know. And then for you to just tell me that player is finished, not playing for Cavalier anymore. No, that's not gonna work. And you know the player father. I was saying you don't know the player father like me. So that was that story. But I mean, I wanted him to keep the players, but I couldn't accept the players not playing for Cavalier anymore. So whenever I got to Burtis Bell, for instance, I mean, I just go as a Burtis and need him. Burtis Bell will say, okay. When them coming back, I say, as the match finish, I carry them back. So I didn't even stop them from training in the school. I just wanted the players whenever I wanted them to play for my club. Because remember, that was the first set of players I thought Cavalier was going to break through with.
yeah.
You know the players?
Good player.
Yeah, Romaro Jones, Romaro Williams. There was Chevon Marsh. There was Pottinger. There was, I can't remember, Nico.
Delano Barnes.
Yeah, Barnes. That was like a super team. That was a
Nico
team.
Campbell, the goalkeeper.
Yes, that was a team. Jason Wright. That was a team that Mr. Maxwell put together. As I said, the greatest scout in Jamaica put together. And we got 9 picks on the national under 17 team that went to the World Cup in Mexico 2011. We had 9 persons on that team starting one match against France that included Paul Pogba, Kurt Zuma. Jenkins was in that team too. Those were the players that that we had on that team from Cavaliers. That must have been a record. I don't know if there's any other team that can field 9 players in a World Cup match. I don't know if that has ever happened to another team.
I don't think so.
And on that team, Chevon Marsh didn't make it, and Pim didn't make the national team, which I thought was just crazy. Just to make another point, Alvas Powell. So people believe that I just think about Cavalier player. Alvas Powell was in St. Thomas. So we went to play St. Thomas a day, and I think we won the match 3-2. Kasafa won the match 3-2. We had to hang on for dear life. Alvas Powell threatened to run right. He scored 2 goals from playing right back that day. Threatened to run right on us. And after they picked that national team, I called Coach Johnson and said, Coach, there's a player in St. Thomas. I don't know what his name is, but he play right back. That's the best player we have in Jamaica. You need to go and get that player. And that's how Alvas Powell came to play for the national team. And also there was Curry from Manchester. Again, it's the same thing. Kasafa was dealing with the superior power. And Curry took us to task at the Veer Field in Clarendon. And again, I called Coach Johnson and said, Coach Johnson, that player, you have to get him. I don't know what he mean, but I described him. And Coach Johnson found him and bring him into the fold. There was another player I saw in Montego Bay one time I went to Montego Bay. Again, I told Coach Angel what him looked like, but we couldn't find him. So maybe we lost that player. But a lot of players I see that is not Cavalier player, and I would recommend them to the national team. As a matter of fact, I would never recommend a Cavalier player to the national team. Never. But other players, if you're good, Kevin Isaac, same thing, I recommend him for the national team. So people believe that I recommend Cavalier player, not even one, but I recommend other players to the national team.
Wow.
So just to go back to after the cassava,
Answer your phone, man, Mrs. Me no want it.
man, this is a long argument, man. Paul Christian, I've got about. No, quick. Me do an interview, 1 hour time. So after we become the treasurer now, right? I tell you the story them as them arriving. Again, I was in the office. I think I did a pretty good job as treasurer, right? I was in the office because I'm not holding back anything, you know. And I hear that some people outside to me. I say, people outside to me. They say, yes, about 20 man outside to you. I said, 20 man? So not crazy or something. They say, yeah, 20 man outside, so they want to talk to you. Anyway, I remember if I look through my camera what I do. But that was 2006. So I said, no, the money can't come in, man. I tell my secretary, say, listen, go and call about 5 of them and then come after them tell me how. I look, pay cassava, man. I said, well, what's the problem? I don't know what I'm doing now. Why all of them just come bomb rush my workplace like this? I said, Speed, are you will want to run for the presidency? You know? So what do you mean by run for which presidency? So I don't want to be a president. Man. I said, listen, man, if you don't run feet now, we now come back for you again for run feet. You have to run for the presidency. I said, why? And Stuart Stevenson on the president. Man, I said, no, I hear that. We are going to win. We are 22 man now, so they will vote for you. I said, oh, serious? Because I've had about 46 clubs and affiliate at that time. So 22 man come and say, are you in? So you're ready, get ready. Anyway, I tell them no, but eventually we talk to it and I say, all right, since you want me to run, you have a run. Now that time Stuart Stevenson, you have Carver, Stuart Stevenson, them have them, you know, Carter, and then they say, all of the big man them. And them say, yeah, the bravest man ever. Them say, all right, them say, yeah, the bravest man ever. But one of the things was that apparently, I don't know what was happening, but apparently they believe that Stuart Stevens wasn't bringing me back as a treasurer for whatever reason. But I remember those times, I was like, me a Speed and me a do my thing, and Cavalier start rise now. So, them say must run against him. So I say, all right, so, and I did get 20 odd nomination for 2 people nominate me in writing and say you must run against someone. And the day, you know, so I don't understand politics like all them, because me just did naive. And them another thing. I was going to win the day, you know, but eventually he beat me by about 3 votes, 3 clubs. So in other words, he beat me by about 3. That's how close me run him. If you're fresh foot when I know nothing about politics and I come from Kingston. Even people will say them vote me in the morning, you know, so then change a couple of them because me never know how to just kneel down the vote them because I'm just trusting to this politics thing.
Yeah.
Naive. So anyway, after I'm win now, him bring up Mr. Brian Rose to run against me for the post of treasurer. Because remember, I'm the incumbent treasurer, right? Of course, all the people who vote for him against me vote for me still for be the treasurer. I got the most vote that day, more than him, what him get. So I remain the treasurer. And so one second. Yeah, man, God, you only call me when you hear bad news. What you call me for now? Why you not call me when we in the Premier League? You have to call about though. 1 hour, you call about. Yeah. Right. So, you know, people need to hear this. So I sit down in my office again the Monday morning after the election. I see Carlton Dennis and who me and him are very good friends now. and Cavalier Stewart come in my office. So they want to talk to me. So I said, what do you want to talk to me about? Well, because you run against Stuart Stevenson, we think you should have stepped down as the treasurer. Because, you know, the man want to work with the people and way him want to work with.
Mhm.
So this I think this is our start some of the animosity. So I tell him, say, did you know that I get the most vote in the election? And so you mean, so I get like 50 odd vote and Stuart Stevenson get like 40 something vote. And me are the most popular person in Kasafa now. So him say, no, but you run against the man, so him upsets you run against the man, blah 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 blah. And I say, well, you wanna you see the chair when I sit down, you know. Me I go upstairs now to my boss, so I can't sit down myself till I'm ready for leave. I'm just walk left him. So so I mean as I was I mean that, and I think that is where the animosity start, because I mean if them it probably come nicely, I probably not consider it. But the next Monday morning, I not even start working. I not even remember them. Because I have start focus on my job, the man in my office. I asked me if step down as the treasurer. So I just run them away. So I think some of the animosity started because I couldn't understand why would anybody want to do that either when it's just a volunteer work. So you have to just then put me there and you have to tell me to step down. And I say, this guy's crazy. You know, and I say in our minds out, them know who them really attack to. Not because me a rookie in a football, I'm not a rookie, I'm not a fool. So anyway, I stick it out. Of course, 2008, nobody na run against me. Because by that time, my popularity sky high.
Through the roof.
Yeah, me I get sponsorship for Kasafa, although me a treasurer. Me I do things. I think the JFF treasurer resigned, Carlton Barkley, and then the JFF asked me to become their treasurer. I say again, you know, I apply for no job yet, you know, I never apply for nothing yet. You see me I try to show you. All people that talk about my love power, I've never applied for a job or applied for a position in football. Never. Ever. Never.
Seriously?
Yeah, people always ask me. So people don't even understand that about me. And me, I'm going to work for Borrell. Although me and Borrell cuss every day. I work for Boxhill. I'm working for Michael Ricketts. Every single one of them asks me to do stuff for them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them trust me to do stuff for them. I remember Mr. Burrell not here, and Mr. Horace Reed not here, and FIFA come. You know who in call to meet them? Me. Me I said to him, man, say, but me not even there on the JFF board. The man say, are you still want to go? I remember me go I one match as a HOD, and me and Burrell just a cuss, you know, cuss every day, you know. And one thing with him, he send me at the match as HOD, and when me reach him say, some money is to be collected from the agent for the reggae boy play. And he said, don't make the reggae boy play unless you get the money. So me I said to him, say, but Burrell, why you ask me to collect the money from me and a friend? When I ask somebody, so you and my friend, we don't know. The man said, no, are you for collect it? You understand? People who don't even know these things about me, you know. But every single person at the JFF president, you see, the next JFF president, he must still call me and ask me for the work for them because I quality work I do all the time. I don't apply for no job, I don't ask somebody for no technical committee chair. Mr. Mike Chris call me and say, he want me to do it. I never go to him and say, I want him. So all these talk about power hungry and all these things, people just recognize you when you can do your thing.
Yeah, job.
Yeah, I ask you. Because they know me not going to be fearful. I'm going to do what I have to do. So, all right, so I become president in Kasafa 2008. And I achieve a whole lot of things. I registered the Kasafa as a company, right? And me registered as a company to get it professionalized.
So, Rudolph Speid.
Yes. The first one, as me know in Jamaica, for registered a national association, a parish association as a company. Me start electronic registration where people now register electronically. Remember, you hold a paper, them you have to write up electronically. So when you go up on Jamaica football database now, you see yourself on it now still once you register for a long time. Of course, people never put up all that pictures and stuff. When it comes to me buy a property, I'm near the person but buy a property as a Kasafa, now for bunks of people.
If a Kingston, up a New Kingston,
yeah, I may buy that.
The building, the Rudolph Speid buy the building?
Rudolph Speid buy that. Right. me 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 give every club $250,000 a year. I don't know if you know that cash. And me give them 5 set of gears. Remember them time with Clara and me that too.
Claro, you are the first president to get under 15, under 17,
Under
on
20,
national team.
under 30, yes. And get them for national TV and me do that deal there too and collect money for it. Me
That
do that
big,
deal.
huge major sponsor, them say that the sponsor they give Cassava whole heap of money. Claro.
Yes, and me that. And me, Rudolph Speid, have match a play on my sports channel name.
Sports Max.
No man, Sports Max about the overseas one man. Big sports channel overseas. And I see
Jamaica.
no
one.
man. No man. Overseas sports channel man, the biggest one sports channel you know in the world. Right?
ESPN.
ESPN. Me, Rudolph Speid, have match a player above you on the show on ESPN live. Live Jackie Bell knockout and All Island knockout. Who remember the match? It was Cavalier played. I think Cavalier not above you. That me Rudolph Speid do that too. Right? And just when me I get my stride, them the whole heap of that's a bad mind and red eye and covetous me start setting and everybody start warm about the Cassava presidency. You know? And eventually them vote me out. But at the best thing they never did to me. When them vote me. Because that time we just focused on Cavalier and bring all my expertise right there. So I'm not have to worry about
Who have vote you out from? Who not have vote you?
Yeah.
So may I ask you, when Cavaliers get relegated and down to the Sid Barkley, now the ice upon the cake, you're winning the Premier League. You don't get this where people telling you, yo, and me own Cavaliers, and me that you ever get none of them things they come across. Because sometimes you know when you put something to that level and then people come from nowhere and start get this fight.
No. Let me tell you why. And as me say, me not, might look stupid, but me not fool. You have a whole heap of old time people who associated to the club keep saying Speid can't manage it. He can't manage like how the legend Leighton could have deal with it, right? So me get that. But what I did was Andrew Thomas was a captain and played for years. He became the president. He was the president, and me and him at work, so nobody can rush me past him. So him and my first guard. And then the Duncan family, who's the Leighton Duncan family, me and them get along perfect. Nobody can rush me past them. So that is how me can't get that rush. People can only talk, but they can't rush me like that because the Duncans, me and them talk a lot. They know that I am the one who take it from out of the ashes and bring it to where it is now. And as Mr. Andrew Thomas, who's the president of the club, nobody can get past him neither because he was a captain for Cavalier for like about 25 years. He played for long. Right, so me have them two protection, so nobody can really rush me. In addition, again, me know about business. I'm a registered club now, and people have shares in it. So again, legally, me are the owner basically. So me are the major shareholder in the club, so nobody can rush me. You can talk, but you not come to anything.
Yeah. Wow. I remember when I play under 15, Britain. As they say, we get 5 jersey. We get umber boots and all of them things. Our coach.
Ball,
Drinks guard,
yeah,
everything.
Right. So why I did that though, see, and people just misinterpret a lot of things that I do. Why I created those super teams, you see, at that time was because I wanted all the clubs to lift the standard. Because you know if you come against my super team, you're going to get 12, 13 now. So you had to lift your standard. Remember, I even created elite youth football where you had the top 12 teams in Cassava playing amongst themselves, and then you have the other leagues so you could get promotion. Is now we're trying to go back to elite football now. I created that in 2008, and 13 years later, FIFA, CONCACAF, everybody come and tell us, say, you must play elite youth football. The best must play against the best. So imagine how far I was ahead of my time.
Yeah.
And one thing I did was to give all of those gears to people. So, and money for every league. I give you 50,000 for every league, plus the gears and everything else. I could give you a ball, everything. I did that so that clubs wouldn't lose their best young players. They didn't have to go anywhere because the club now had gears to play, you know. And that is why I did that. And in that period of time, people don't even realize we had 5 Premier League teams before I became the president and did that. And when I left, we had set. People don't even realize that progression that was made. But those were deliberate steps. But I couldn't cut to you and say build good teams because people wouldn't. So what I did was create a Super 12. I created a super teams, two U teams. So you had to want to come up into the top league. There was this
I remember that bridging where the top 12 team play, and then if you want to reach up there, you have to make sure you earn.
Right.
And it
I
was
did that deliberately. Yeah. And the standard of football grew in Cassava because of that. Right. I remember us playing against Boys Town in an under 20 game at Constant Spring and in a semi-final, and Aberville playing against Waterhouse. I don't know if you remember that semi-final. Bowser was on that team.
Yeah, that come on TV too.
Yes, you remember that game?
Yeah.
That game was like a Premier League game, you know.
Yeah, man.
We had Paris and
game.
Yeah, that under 20 game was something else. And we have not done it again since. And I tell you, you know, we should have continued for the further development of the sport, and we didn't. And that's one of the things that I'm sorry it happened, that I was not there to help that transition with the younger players to come to fruition. And that is why in those times, when I get sponsorship from Cassava, we were spending like 70% of the money on the youths, not the big person. So it's not just now we're doing it, you know. People might think that
long time, bro. I tell him all the time, bro. I tell him in my video. As bad as thing, of course, Rudolph Speid. I think if we want our football to go further, we have to make sure that we believe in the youth them. Us to believe in the youth them, and you believe in the youth them for a long time. You're not afraid to spend the money upon them.
No.
So these are the things, Bridget, that's why I want you come and talk it, bro. I don't want to eat, but I talk about people. No matter come down in the comment section and tell me about ask Mr. Speid, Antonia come. That's not really fun, right? Catch up on the next video. We'll talk about Rudolph Speid story. So Rudolph Speid, I want to talk to you about Cavaliers.
Yes.
Win the Premier League. I know many Premier League clubs in Jamaica. Shame. A lot of them no like that. A lot of them no like see that because you come send the chain. You are the #1 team right now in Jamaica. And guess what? I pay a young player upon it. And a long time in a Virgin, long time, I tell you, they believe in you. You see, if them just follow Rudolph Speid 10 years ago, trust me, I know a lot of them will say, oh, Rudolph Speid, no. Send, no. Have no player in the English Premier League, yes, but people in life, things takes time. It will get there eventually. You understand? Time is a master. So, talk to me about winning the Premier League with a young team.
So, let me go back. So, you see that 2011 team with those 9 players and 2 waiting everything, I always thought I would get that team to play Premier League for me, but it never happened. They all went away to college or all over the place. It just never happened for me. So I reached the Premier League 2012, but because I was always waiting for those players to reinforce the team, and I didn't get them. I batted about in the Premier League for 4 years and then got relegated. You know the story about the relegation. I'm going to tell you again, people, here. They set up the fixtures against me. I had to play the last 5 games away. I've never seen that happen anywhere in football competition. So you people talk about politics, you don't know some politics will reach me. All I do know is that make a person know you come after me. Now I'm coming back after you. See, all those times I never used to go back after anybody. They just come and I take it and sometimes I evade.
So really you're going back for them, Mr. Speid? You not forgive them? Come on now.
Of course I forgive them, but I don't forget. And then can't pull those tricks on me again. That's the key now. Right? So they did that to me. And I was there trying to get a point to stay in the Premier League, and I lost. I was supposed to get 2 points from 5 games, and I lost 4 and draw 1. All away, all bad decisions because you're playing away from home. No good decisions. And I said, okay, all right, that's done. I remember now. After we get relegated, a lot of the older players wanted to move on, so they wanted to play Premier League. So one young player, I think his name Jerome, I can't remember what his last name, said to me, said, coach, all of them old player they make them go on. See, young player don't sign on because they will grumble, but they must play. The truth is, I had money to take care of the players' contract, the young players. So I didn't sign them out like Ryan Miller, Jenkins, Nicholas Hamilton. I said, no, I'm not signing you guys out. You have to play Alex Marshall, those guys was there too. So we play the Super League and we get back up. When we reach the Super League squad playoffs, Ryan Miller and Ryan Miller stick me up still about money and next player I play for and I forget what his name now.
Mike, where you go is crying name? Mike.
No, Mike Lawson, I was this big centre half that played for it.
Oh, immediately for Charlie Smith, man.
Yeah.
Remember him. When name again, man?
Yeah, man, them sticking up and them didn't want to come and play in the Super League playoffs. So, I went to country from a man named Kaim Paris. That's how Kaim Paris born,
Yeah.
And I went for Baller Vibes. If you know Baller Vibes.
Of course, we know Baller Vibes.
Right. Those two players I went for. I said, Baller Vibes, how fit is him, said, coach, I have 60%. I say, with your knowledge, we take the 60%. I'm going to bring him in and I'm bringing Kaim Paris. As you know, Kaim Paris was the one who scored the goal and came back from our Premier League, right? So, from that day, I was saying in my mind, why am I paying all of these older players so much money? And I did believe in the youths for a long time, but I was saying that cement my position now. So why am I paying these older players and fighting them every day instead of just use these youngsters? And that was the time I decided that straight youngsters. It don't matter what the result is. If I drop down, I can always come back up with them, right? Which is what I did. So I go straight youngsters. Now, the first year, people like Topi, Nicky, I just went for all of those. And the first year we came to the semi-final. The second year we reached semi-final again. We lost. We came third both years. The second year they told me to play off of it. I must tell you this. The first year, when I reached semi-final, we came third because Portmore beat us in the semi-final and Portmore went on to win the title. So they say, okay, Cavalier, you come third. You don't have to play. You come third. And they give me the prize money at $1 million or 1.5 million. I don't remember what it was, right? The next year, I tell you about politics again now. You know what them said this time? Say, no, you reach the semi-final, you have to play a third and fourth game. That's the first third and fourth game playing in the Premier League, because Cavalier reached semi-final,
Yeah, I remember that year there.
Right. So people just don't understand. And when we had to play Mount Pleasant for it. Of course, we beat Mount Pleasant and come third same way. And then last year now, Cavalier, so after we did that, Cavalier sold like about 6 players. Paris, Topi, Marshall, Marsh, Hamilton, Nicky Daly, all of those players went, right? And we get some money, right? I'm happy for that. My first time.
Can't share your story and hide the money. How much money you get?
I hide the money, but I can tell you something about the money. I have never felt so good like when I said the first telegraphic transfer money jumping on my bank account. It's the best me ever feel in a football from a bank.
Yeah.
I see some US dollars jumping on my bank account. That was the happiest day of my life. The first money jumping on my bank account because I never believed it at all. And these were young youths. They were all youth players,
Yeah.
So what happened now with coincide with that 2008, CONCACAF came with the B license course. And me as a busy man, but I decided I have to do it. No, I can tell you this. After I finished the course, I realized that you never know anything about football, really. Like nothing. You feel say you know, but you never know. And since that day, I have made sure that just like how the baller them train, me train too. To be a coach and a manager. So I don't want to get all of my secrets them.
Actually, when you mean by coach, by train, physically or practice?
I mean, go and seek knowledge.
Yeah.
I know stuff where people don't know. I know enough stuff where people don't know. When I say enough, I mean enough. I'm a talk to all like top coaches in Jamaica. Enough. I learn things from Dunzel. Because he's a smart cookie. People don't know how smart he is. He's not talking, but he qualified 3 teams to the World Cup. People must remember that, 2 under 17 and 1 under 20. This man a legend. and I'm talk to him. He has a mentor at FIFA, and every time I go talk to the mentor, he carry me. So me and him and the mentor, right? Ask people question on no more than me. If me have lunch with Bolt in a them time that him and him manager and trainer, me ask the trainer something. So sometime Bolt trainer name him would have tell me about him, me and him would have talk. He don't even know say him a teach me nothing, you know. But me and him a talk and he teach me about speed. Right. I forget. Right. So they them not even know these things, you know. So me will talk to somebody else and then teach me something else. I remember saying it's academic, you know. So me catch things quick and me understand the meaning of things. Me have people who kind of figure me out, say Speed, a chess you play, you know, when you play football now, I notice, you know, them not understand. So like me can give you a secret. Don't bother make your change before me make my change, you know. Because I know me see what you do and I can counter it. So me learn the game in a one different way. Me learn things where a license coach know from these people me talk to. So people used to say, me are not coach, me are just administrator. Them always say, but me get them fired though, because me always beat them team. And they might right? And me I tell them say, me probably get the most coach fired, you know, because nobody not rate me as a coach and me just laugh. Because I say, okay.
Why you think that though, coach, Mr. Speed?
Then don't know me as a big player for a long time. Right? Because I was not a big player. I was a 3-10
Rookie.
player.
Yeah, rookie.
No, big player.
Hold on, them not understand so the rookie them and them learn the most.
Yes.
The man who don't reach that level in the football and the man IQ who don't know nothing about football them said. The man IQ is just different.
Yes. So me know, so them they know me and them me not come from Kingston, so they know me from that.
Yeah.
But me make sure some knowledge up there. And I talk to all, remember say in all my other work, I get to talk to different people and I talk to them. So in this season, I want to speak of football music and win the title, you know? And them probably wouldn't even think about it. I just team building and win the title. Not, but there's different parts for it. So them have this idea, say me can't coach and me always laugh. But remember, you can't beat them, you know. So like, this is the first time Mount Pleasant ever beat Cavalier in a football, right? And look how much players them have an organization. And it's the only match them ever beat us in this year in a preliminary round. We used to beat them every year. It don't matter which team we carry, right? And if you see the construct of my team and how the team play, you know say me I gear this team to play overseas, not to play in Jamaica. You know that we carry our under 13 team to Cayman every chance we get our under 15 team and play internationally. We carry a team to Mexico, under 16 team to Mexico, and we go to the Gothia Cup 2 years in Europe in a row. They say all those players that got the Gothia Cup, they are the ones playing on the team. Them don't know how to lose. People don't even understand that. Them go Gothia Cup, we beat Deportivo de Alves, right? Who play in a La Liga, right? We beat Osasuna, who play in a Champions League. We beat them 6-0, not even like it close. Right? We beat some team from France 4-0. I mean, these are the experiences that Dwayne Atkins and all those guys have, right? Kaim Paris, Nico Shea Murray, Ronaldo Webster, Shaniel Thomas, all those players go and play overseas, right? More than once. So again, it's a process where people don't even understand because no, them not going to take up $10 million for pay for a trip to go overseas with these youngsters. Remember, so these youngsters find some of the money, but not much of the money, as you can know, right? We have to get sponsorship and fund it in every way we can.
Bro, I don't pay $1, bro. All I have to do is just meet a Burger King in in Afro Chi, so right side of the. If you ever hear this song go on Afro Chi, right this
vacation.
What?
and that's what we do with our players. And then, I mean, when we started this season, whether the team even younger now, it's the youngest professional team to ever win a title in the world.
Yeah, watch your age. I was watching the final bridge and I'm impressed, you know. I want to put on the ball on the ground. I never know a Jamaican team could have put the ball on the ground, you know, and express themselves, you know, and put 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 passes together, you know.
That's all, and I say it's because and now I'm trying to learn how to coach coaches, so I get the training to do that too. So again, it helped me, me relate to my players then. So it's not like me tell the players them what to do, me talk to them in such a way that them understand what them want to do. You see the difference? So nobody scored on us for 4 straight games, 5 games, because the next time, the 5th game before somebody scored on us. People don't understand how you achieve that. But there's training session that deals with that, how you get that film. So I'm saying, as a coach, me understand the game much better and I progress a lot. A lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. I know stuff that people don't know. And because of that, it have a hard for you break down my teams and not pure and young. Remember saying in the finals, I put on a 16-year-old who just turned 16 and a 17-year-old in a extra time. I wasn't afraid to put them on. And the boy then come on and do them thing. They're not afraid either. Remember the youngest player ever played for me, Ryan at 15. I'm not afraid to play a 15-year-old in the Premier League. So, Dwayne Atkins, him gone and Speed.
Captain a team to Bridging.
Yeah, right. I'm not afraid. So, people, them have a lot of things to say. Them say me have good teams, but people, you would never use any of these players in your team. Right? They would never make these players play in their team. Not care what the player do. So, Richard King played 8 match. And when them see him calm, the national team call him up. 8 Premier League game, the national team call him up. In life. Because of how me teach them how to play like an international team. So all of my players now, right now, every one of them can play international football because of the coaching. I have a player in my team, I say, named Nico Shane Murray. Pass completion rate 89%. Tell me how much player in the world have that. People don't. Nobody even look at him because of on state. They're not thinking efficient or nothing about special about it. And this is what I'm doing, teaching the teams to play properly because of education. Make sure they know stuff so they can impart stuff. Cavalier will always win the Premier League from now on if me a coach. I mean, also we must win every year, but we're always dangerous every single
year. Guys, Mr. Speed, Virgin, trust me know the fight where you go through. And when I see you on Quick Butler success, I'm happy because during Funo, guys, fight with a lot of people in Jamaica, I've been around you guys. You understand? I've been around you guys. So I'm really happy you come and share your story. And from the bottom of my heart, Bridget, anytime you hear me talk nothing and you hear knock it at you and say, yo, why Mr. Speed never do that? It's not the personal. You understand? But Mr. Speed, more ask a question. You watch most of my video them. What you think about me? You think me too negative?
Oh, you?
Yeah.
No, man. Look here. I tell people this, all right. I spent 30 years in the media, right?
Yeah.
Right? You see a lot of media persons where you see I work on radio and TV and everything. And me employ a lot of them too, right? Then I see them and I do something for them. Nobody feels say I just football alone. I stretch past a lot of people life. Everybody have them style. Everybody unique. But totally, you need all of you guys to make everything work. So, all right, for instance, I'm not afraid to come and talk to you. So even when you bash me about something, if you ask me about it, I'm not afraid to come and talk to you about it. Because maybe you're wrong, maybe you don't know what me know, for instance. So at the JFF now, they asked me to become a technical chairman. You believe for 1 minute, me never do a good job. So no care what you think, me know say me I do a good job. First, coaching education, me set the stage. We employ a coaching, head of coaching, right? And you hear the news where everybody says should have somebody else. Me stick to my guns. And me pick the person.
Young youth too, young youth. Yes. Everybody was saying him too young.
But you know why I pick that youth then?
Even a young people.
From long time I believe in a young people.
Sure.
And you know why I pick that youth then? Andrew Peart. That's what he wants to do. Him don't want to do this and something else, That is the only thing he wants to do. He wants to emulate the guy in Belgium that was 66 ranking in the world when them started coaching school. Now Belgium ranked #1. That is the person who will give us example when we interview him. That's what he wants to be. Like that person to Jamaica. That's what that person is to Belgium. Yeah. And that person got the job at 30. Now this is a person who wants this as a career. if coach don't just step down as the technical director, who would be the best person to step right in there? So you see progression and long-term planning.
Young.
Other people who come say them want to do it for 2 years and 1 year and all that. I'll put him in today. When the people them from overseas come and speak to them, them say, "Oh no, we see why you employ him based on how he present himself and what he do, how him hard working and all of that." So we now know say the right choice. Plus some of the people who them wanted to put in the position, them not qualified like him. And we test them now and them just not know it like him either. So we were right. So coaching education is something we are forced to. As I said today, we will get 6 person out of the A license next year. And from that 6, we'll get even 2 or 3 to the pro license. The pro license person will be able to teach a license in Jamaica and the A license teach a B license. We only have 20 B license coaches in Jamaica. You know. Iceland with 300,000 people have 70. Where are we? And that is something we are forced to. Club licensing, you know the problem with Wadada and the Wolpanize again. That's my.
What the situation with the thing? Where the people from Wadada say when they go to the TVG and see them, they don't want to listen to them.
Listen, no, boy. I'll say to you, say, every single club, if you don't have a club license, when football start up back, one league you are going to play in. You know a league name? Corner League.
So what you say? Them don't have no license.
No.
So what the force for them are? Here the person come and manage man show and I say.
Me not interested in what them say. Me know my job. My job is to get us first world. Every club must have a license. Every coach must have a license.
So how them go about the license though? Educate them.
We go to, listen, we go, I personally not lazy, you know. We go to every single parish with the parish president and we invite every single team to come and we explain to them how they get a license. So, and I've gone back to some parish twice. I'm still going to some parish now. And any club call me take up my car and drive down to St. Elizabeth to talk to the club how to become a professional club. So if them what I want to know, just take a phone and call me and I'm right here to tell them how to do it. So nobody can say me lazy.
Touch it. Can I give them a number?
Yeah, they have my number. I am not lazy. Yeah.
Them waiting and coming and make month now.
I don't know when I'm waiting on. But I'm saying to you, if the clubs don't, I am not in any joke with anybody now. Me know what the president want me to do, and me I do it. Right? The other thing is we professionalize the league. That was me help work on that too. Right? Women's football, I'm gonna make sure say women's football is professionalized by 2025. And my thing that to get it happen.
Get paid.
Get paid, yes. Elite youth football, where we best play against the best, just like we used to have long time with Cassava ago. Yeah, we bring back all of that. Yeah, bring back all of that. And then at the under 17, under 20 level, the clubs play elite football. So those are my 5 pillars when I work on. And you know me I succeed, no, but I don't care what anybody wants to say. It's going to happen in Jamaica. And then 10 years in the future, people say, boy, we're that on speed, but we see where I'm at now. National football is a part of my portfolio, right? While we don't pick the team, but when coaches don't have best practices, call them in and we have conversation. Nobody not get it from me. That is my job. And no people don't like me for that. That's your problem. One thing I can tell you at the end of the day, nobody can nothing say me can't do my job.
Take the phone call, man. Right, take a break.
Yeah.
Listen, people. Listen to this. Listen to this. I'm not want nobody upsetting you. Listen to this when me I play. What me in mind?
As most people we are going to a conversation, make up their mind, say them right, you know, already before them even going at so it become a competition and not a conversation. Because nobody now listen for understand. Because the mind don't make up say them right. So for people with this kind of mindset, the conversation not gonna work. Only boundaries. Well, not nice. All right,
that's for you guys. Open your mind when you're here to learn from Mr. Rudolph Speid. And don't come into the comment section and already tell yourself say you're going to win. No, we are not here for that. We are here to learn and do a lot of stuff. So one thing more I want to do for my people, smash the like button. Big up to Formula. Big up to Devon Porter. Big up to Alex asking where Dwayne Atkinson going. I will get to that. Big up to Special Edition. Yeah, big up to the biggest scout in Jamaica, the man himself. He know himself, I don't have to call him name. Big up to J Anyway that Sports. Big up to Boss. Boy, I didn't realize him we get a super chat. So big up, man. Big up. You know that? That's the first thing I'm going to ask Speed. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask Speed when him come. So Speed.
Cool. Yeah, man, I'm back.
Yeah, so I don't really want to go into the comment section because I don't want to disrupt the show. No disrespect to the people them. I love you, but that show ya more and the man share him story. So Mr. Speed, that's the super chat they up on the screen.
Yeah, Gary is in migrate to USA. Him not. I don't know if he's keeping goal still, but he migrate. But Gary McPherson was one of the most talented goalkeeper Jamaica ever have. I mean, and he came and kept for us for half a season. I don't know if half is a full season from Portmore United. And we're just really sorry that he stopped keeping. He was really good. But him living in the USA now, I understand.
But Mr. Speed, you need to get back some of these. Ryan Miller and these the youth America, them young said we.
Yeah, but Ryan Miller, him young, yes, but right, I think once Ryan went to the USA, that's where he wanted to live. I don't think he wanted to come back. I mean,
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay, so Jay asks about what going for schoolboy football. Speed and a speed lane that. So let's get back into our thing. Big up to Coach Karumi, enough respect. Big up to Formula Sports, big up to Devon Porter, big up to all of you guys. Smash the like button. This is one for Mr. Rudolph Speid, so no disruption. So let's get back into the thing. Come on, learn enough thing in Mr. Speid. May I ask you something? I do an interview with Craig Butler, I think a 3 weeks ago and stuff. And Craig Butler come and share him story. That live go for 4 hours. I don't know if you ever come across that live.
No.
You see it?
No, I didn't see
Tell
it.
me the truth, Mr. Speid. You see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I look. No, I'm kind of busy now last week and
So, more ask you, more hear from your side of the story. What happened to Yan? I know Yan, Craig Butler say Yan him a good friend, buddy right now and thing. I appreciate that for no say. Both man can go at it over the years and it becomes a close friend right now. What happened make you ban Craig Butler at the time? You were the president for the Cassava. What happened? Tell me the truth. This is a story you can't lie. Tell me the truth. What happened with the Craig Butler?
If anybody know me, knows a lying is not my strength. Me can't lie. Me always tell the truth. So nobody, you never even ask me. First of all, I did not ban Craig Butler. It was Stuart Stevenson who banned him. So Craig Butler forget his story straight. I was a treasurer at the time. So if that is why I'm saying I ban him, I was a treasurer at the time.
Yeah, but you were part of the organization. So
yes, but him couldn't put it.
Both of you guys were the. No, but remember, you are the second man, you know. You are the to Stevenson. You were the second man.
No. You had Carver Stott was the first vice president, and then Carlton Dennis was the second. I was a treasurer. I was Carlton, like
that's a spanner. Most of them don't know that name. Spanner.
They would be ahead of me in the hierarchy. But I was a part of the administration, and I can't understand.
What happened?
So what happened was that there was a franchise in Stony Hill, right? And they had invited, the franchise invited Craig up there apparently to help with their thing because them never do anything. Them wasn't doing anything with the franchise. So Craig go to them and them agree to give him the franchise. This is right. So Craig was there now with them teams them and then come in a Cassava, a play as Phoenix, Stony Hill Phoenix or whatever, right? Then all of a sudden Craig had the well the people and grudge Craig now, so then come back and say then want back, then club. So a man just turn up and say him are the president of Stony Hill and Craig no bearings for own that club. So of course if a dispute come up, then have to come to Cassava, because Cassava is the governing body of all affiliates in Kingston and St. Andrew. Brother, councillor from Stony Hill come, MP. So You know, the first thing when me say, yo, hold on the runway. But when I deal with politics when it comes to football, I know say something stare at the face in my business.
Yeah, you face the true, man.
Yeah,
We need the act higher than this sometime.
So me say, hold on the runway. Anyway, the man who was the president saying, him are the president. So, you know, even if we run with the council and run with the MP, him still have him talk. And he's right? So that we couldn't run with him. So him and Butler now I make them case back and forth to the council. So eventually now, to be honest, them I don't think, look here. Remember me not a liar, you know. I deal with the president, I deal with it. Me there at the meeting too, but the president them I deal with the thing. And then Craig, before the thing resolve, I will make a ruling. Craig go take out an injunction at the court against Kasafa from giving the man the franchise. Now that's where all hell break loose. Because now FIFA right, and I say JFF what is affiliate can't sue affiliate because FIFA is against that them time there. Even now FIFA changed it slightly. I'm more tolerated now, but mostly in civil cases, not football issues. It can't mean a football issues them against it. So then right FIFA, right JFF call up Kasafa and say, hey, what is? You want them ban the whole of Jamaica? So, because remember, if that persists in the court, FIFA could just get up and ban Jamaica. That means that the national team can't play, nobody can't get transferred going away. So, Kasafa did the right thing, I think, even although Craig no feel so. And ban him. You see, once Kasafa ban him, FIFA are right. Because we know say, regardless of where him want to come with, him not in the football family no more. That's why he get banned. No other reason. We can carry us to court. And the FIFA rule say he shall be banned, not me. He say the FIFA rule say if you carry an affiliate to court, you shall be banned. It never say me or maybe. It was very clear, and we just show the FIFA rule upon him. I was a part of this, but him keep on saying it's me. It's not me.
No, all right, hold on there. Because I probably say it wrong. So somebody just a correct me watch an interview. Is one of my co-worker this Formula.
So I can explain that to Formula. I can explain that. That's all I know.
Big up yourself, Formula. But Formula. This is what I'm upset.
Formula, you should have paid for this. You know, it's a super chat. Anyway, so after I became the president, now the ban was in place, right? And you know, Craig is Craig. And look here, I admire Craig, you know. I'm not telling from them time there, all I didn't get banned, I did admire.
Yeah.
You know, Craig now start to circumvent the ban by going to all these different teams in a Kasafa and putting players in my team. So, maybe history. He got to Central Kingston, he got to Alman Woodford, he got to Medfors, he got to Rockford, he got to Charlotte, he got to Constant Spring, he got to I remember.
Boystone.
Boystone, he got to about 9 clubs that we could have count out of the clubs in Kasafa having players. He got to Ligani, right? Papin, in there all of them clubs. So him come to me for lift the ban, you know. But every single match, me I get report say Craig interfere, of course, referee, they over this, of course, or half time. Yeah. The players run go to him to give the team talk. So I get all of those reports. So when him asks me for lift the ban, I say, no, Craig, you're circumvent the rules. Still, everybody, I say, look here, I'm in name all the clubs I'm just name. Right? And let me show you say another lie. Even now, them complaints that all of them clubs that complaints that Chippy play for them, you know. Whoever hear that. And they not get no training compensation. You never hear that yet. All of those clubs complain. Medfors have case in front of JFF right now. I say, be able to play for my club when he was young, so why would I get a training compensation and rock for all of them, right? Because he move on the players them run all of these clubs. And me as a president just couldn't lift him ban because I get all of these reports about him all along. Eventually, just before I have the election, which probably cost me the election in 2014 when I lose, me lift Craig ban. And me lift him ban.
Yeah.
Me, Rudolph Speid lift Craig ban sometime before election in 2014, and it cost me because the people in coast and say I shouldn't lift the ban. Of course, they grudge him and bad mind and red eye about him and achieve, and they never want me to lift the ban. And me lift it and me get whole heap of enemy feet. So Craig, I didn't know why Craig would have been up the argument because I'm me hero.
No, I think at the time, me no want wrong because you know I don't think.
Hold on, Craig will go to JFF and present to the board and then upheld the ban. So I know Formula Sport at that about JFF upheld the ban when Craig appealed it to JFF. Formula Sport, you probably get it wrong, man. Him come to me a lot of time and me and Craig sit down and talk. Look here.
Him rate him, man.
Yeah, even when Craig was under ban,
Yeah.
him play Cavalier the most. Ask him which team him play the most. Cavalier play the most in the academy, even now. Even from them time there. Of course, we fix him up still, but him still a mean play the most.
Yeah.
So from them time there, me never had no problem with him, you know. But you see, politically, and I know me alone I make decision, me couldn't lift him back. And him have to understand it. And because of him, I explain to him, say, Craig, the people see you upper league and the half time, are you the player they run go to? They score a goal and you then run go hug up in a stand, Craig. So yeah, make it look like say it's not true. Right? So the view was that he was circumventing the ban, and that's why I never left her. And then now me lift it.
So all right, we get that Stuart, we get that remove out of the thing. But so as you said, Rudolph Speid, most of the people them in Kingston don't see as a coach. More ask this, you know, when you were the man running Cavaliers football and now Super League, you hire a coach, but you yet still up on the side and like you dictate to the coach what him for do. Me I tell you that Ryan LFC. Me that Boyston a play, bro, and you stand up and you dictate to the coach what him for do. Why? You know, you hire the man to do the job, allow the man to do the job, Craig.
No.
What you mean by no?
So you love to talk about boys and some talk. You remember the under 17 final?
Yeah, the Cavalier.
Judge.
Yeah.
Right. When the referee come and give me 2 red cards in the first 10 minutes, you remember?
No, I don't remember, man.
2 red cards me get in the final, like first 10 minutes. Then run off.
Remember 2 player. Yeah, no, me start you said 2, you get 2 red cards, but
yes, my 2 player, my player get red card.
Yeah, that's true.
Match in the final. And me have 9 players.
True.
So I have to take over now. I can't get a rookie that to carry home. I carry to him and beat to one love to remember, you know.
True.
Yeah, I can't get a rookie to carry home that.
Never that life, brother. At the time when I beat it, I think Messi scored.
Messi scored the goal, yes, on free kick.
Score a free kick, Bridging. I'm tell the whole Excels I come watch me on Judges, because I know most people, most of my Bridging them live at Harborview and stuff at that time when I play Manning Cup. And you know them have got a tone.
Much ram that day, man.
Be a school, I mean, I tell you, say, yo, whole of Excels, bro, and all the goal score upon me, my vex. Because Messi kick the ball when me I say, yo, 2-man wall, and Messi, the referee blow the whistle, and still I make the wall and Messi kick it. And the breeze a blow, don't got charges. Right, not in it.
With 9 man we had 9 man for like about 80 minutes.
No, I think it's the first 10 minutes to get 9. Yeah.
Remember, your boy fast car spit pan in and I'm rubbing in face until the referee say, we spit pan him. One of my referee red card. I will get 2 red card and those. But so all of my coaches, them if you notice, they all play for Cavalier.
True.
They are in training, and I like say them know it like that. But it's just a thing where we say you don't play for Cavalier, you can't coach us. Because we don't trust you to coach us. Our team. We don't know your motive.
We know the goalkeeper coach on it. I think he work at Scotiabank or one of them club there.
So that's why that's so I training them in, man. And because then them
hold on a speed. Hold on. So if you don't play for Cavaliers, you will never coach Cavaliers.
None right now. In the future when we have more qualified coaches, but for now, I saw me have it. I'm gonna change.
So we say we have to trust you. You have to trust them for them coach a team.
Yeah, because even our situation, we have had coaches who play for Cavalier for lesser years. The ones that play now for Cavalier, every one of them are coaching over 10 years. Them play final, them type distance. Because we have other coaches and them have them own objective, you know. Them don't want to play our style because them want to get a win. And we are saying, no. Play where we say for play. Them not want to pick the players. So for instance, one of the reasons why we have so much success where people don't realize, if we play under 15, we pick, so we have a squad at 25, 13 players is 15, and 12 players must be 14. So by next year, we have a ready-made team already. So every one of our youth team, that's how we set them up. So when we have coaches when now one believe in a Cavalier way, and we pick 20 man, 15-year-old, then the next year we only have 5 man, like they must say next year provide for itself. So when we find coaches like that, we have to get rid of them because them not stick to where we want to happen at the club. Because we want to make sure that we have a next. So for instance, if we are playing Boys Town, we play with the top 15-year-olds. But suppose we are playing our next team when I go to play with the 14-year-olds. You see how we get them to develop. So yeah, some coach now just say they want to win and just keep on playing the older players them all the time, and it does not work for us. So that is why we get our players them. We used to play for the club, for coach teams, because we said, these are the Cavalier way, and them understand it and just move with it too. So that, So even when you say we pick our senior team, if we pick 26 players to play for a senior team, it was so bad last year, 20 of them could have played under 21, and about 15 of them could have played under 20. I just the Cavalier way. So if we get a coach, when you understand the Cavalier way, he might have 20 man, we are 22 and over. And that is the reason why we kind of stick to our own. Yeah, Peter. No, I'm not like a meeting, but me call about it. Not true, man. How foolishness. How ignorant. How you get something? Good. Yeah. You're right. Okay. All right, cool.
Yes, big boss. Sorry about that, man. My internet messed up, man.
No, man, it's okay.
The internet messed up. I don't know what happened a while ago, so sorry about that, people. But
No, man, good man.
we that talk about Cavaliers where if the player don't play for Cavaliers, him not going to coach a team.
Right. So that's our policy now. I don't say it won't change,
Yeah.
but what we found, as I said before, is that you know we have a style. We have so people might believe that because the major shareholder in Cavalier, which I am, right, means that we don't have no structure. We have a lot of structure. Planning is one of our main strengths. So, for instance, when we sit down with the executive, they give me a task. They give me what I have to achieve in 3 years' time. It's not, don't believe for 1 minute, say, is that they don't. They do. I mean, truth is, they might can't fire me either, but we sit down and we come up on some objectives for the last 3 years, which I have exceeded them as a coach. So it's the same thing with the coaches. It's my turn to speak to the coaches about what I expect of them, right? And we found that when the coach is a Cavalier player, former player, it's easy to relate to him of what we want to happen, and they can do it. The outsiders are the ones that coach for a lesser time. They always cause problems. So I can give you an example. I brought this coach in, outsider, and I sent him to Mexico. Next thing I know, I was on my phone. Them lock up the coach. You know, him and one next coach catching a fight. Remember, so I mean, a good thing we have my contacts, them have to make some call and then release him because it's just football. But so you have to trust the people that you work with. You have to trust them. If you don't trust them, it don't make any sense. Of course, we don't make him come back and coach anymore. So these are some of the issues that we have, and we have to work with people that we trust, who people will care about the objective of the club every single time.
Okay, fair. Well said, well said. So, all right, let's move on now. So, Cavaliers win the Premier League. I know we talked earlier about Cavaliers. They win the Premier League now. Is it a case where you have problem to get sponsored, though, Mr. Speid? Most Premier League team have it difficult to get sponsors. As a man who in business and know corporate Jamaica, you know a lot of links and stuff. Is it difficult for Cavaliers to get sponsor? I know you win the Premier League now. You're supposed to high demand.
Well, first we have a big up a sponsor. Fosca Woods. I mean, they have been with us for like donkey years. They came on back after we came back to the Premier League, and they have been with us for the last 3 years again, right? So they provide us with like whatever their products is, we get it from them and we use it, you know, in drinks, everything. We use it, the Fosca Woods. I know Kingston 62 was our sponsor in the last Premier League. So those are our two main sponsors, right? Of course, we have other sponsors that give us stuff, but one of the things that we try not to depend on sponsors, so we kind of change our business model. So this is where a lot of people don't understand. So when I was the president and the treasurer, etc., anybody want a player for transfer from Cavalier, then come with them too long and a piece of paper and the pen and said, just sign this. And because me I look the vote, I just sign it and give them for free. No, me just say me done with all of that. You want a player from Cavalier, you better have your money. So we have been able to sell players that people come and want. I mean, we have sold one, the most we have ever sold a local player for is 900,000. But when you come for our players, you better have your money. We're not giving it the player for free anymore because remember, as I said before, not being the president give me certain privileges. Some people don't like that, but that's their business. I mean, I've seen a lot of stories where people spend all of their life and their money in a football and then end up broke. That's not going to happen to me. So what I'm trying to do is build out the club so it operates as a business. So for instance, of course, the club owe me a lot of money I'm spending in the past. But like for the last couple of years, as I said, we have sold a couple of players overseas. Yeah. The money is reinvested in the club. So like when we had the pandemic, and we're not doing any business, I was still able to pay the players half salary every month, right? So I pay them because I understand that they are human beings and they have to live and they have to eat. So we pay them. A lot of clubs don't, didn't care about them any at all. And we were also able to get them to do some form of training during the pandemic too because we're paying them, right? So we keep you engaged and interested. So what we do, we set up a business model now so the club can take care of itself. And so far for the last 3 years, I haven't had to go in my pocket and give the club any money. So, and we do have some savings, so we have some money at the bank to we can touch for a rainy day. And of course, we're just hoping that the players that we sell, because we learn the business, we have sale on all those players. So as soon as when Paris move, we get a little bit more money. So if Alex Marshall move, we get a little bit more money. So we have sale on all those players. So it's a model now that we start to tighten, fine-tune to make sure so the club stay viable. So that's what we do now. So we're not really dependent on sponsors. If they come along, fine, but we're not.
Cavalier is rich, man. We don't need sponsor. It's a real ass.
No, we're not rich, but we're business model different. I mean, I remember one club come for a player for us and them give us them put 400,000 on the bank and like them say, okay, just sign this from me. I said, okay, thank you for your 400 because you haven't played train so long, but when you lodge the next 500, you sign the transfer. If you not lodge 500, you just take the 400 as a as the loss of income or whatever. And I just saw a straight business now. So that is why I tell us, I'm glad say me not running for the president or nothing, because now me can run a business, straight business. So for instance, I don't even buy players anymore. I don't buy professional players, right? And I don't buy if you're not a teenager. So again, straight business. So I'm gonna buy a player for 45,000 and then I turn him into a professional. You want him? Do you want this player? Fuck out your money and pay me for him, because you don't even, it's not, I don't even care if it's you me buy him from, once you want him back. Professional money now. Business, straight business. So when anytime I want a player, me either take him before him get 16, when him is free, or if I have to pay for him, I pay a mature price for him and then I sell him at professional price. Straight business. So that's our model now. And a lot of people don't like that neither. But so I don't care. That's your business. I don't tell you how to run your business.
Okay, what next we're doing, Atkinson?
Well, he's in Spain now.
Yeah.
He heard it first. He just arrived today in Spain. Gone on look at trials.
Which club?
Leave it alone. For now. So you will get it first.
Yeah, because I realized nobody else get that story. There was that 7 days ago, him getting passport, him visa and stuff. So he's in Spain now. So leave it at that. So and I appreciate that we're, he has invested in this young man.
So like this person now, I had to go down to Tivoli to meet him, mother. Me and Mr. Maxwell. Mr. Maxwell called me one morning. Mr. Speid, you have a player. I said, yes, these are the real deal. So Mr. Maxwell, Sunday morning? Yes, we have to go down to him house. No, Sunday morning. Get up, put on my bed from way up at Cooper's Hill. Pick up Mr. Maxwell, go down at Tivoli Garden. Tivoli Garden, the youth living.
Yeah.
Walk, go in at the heart of Tivoli Garden. Walk on foot, or knock on the youth door. Couldn't find them, find him. Then you know what Tivoli stay, everybody out the door, so you can't even talk no business. When me look, I see a man named Prefect who used to play for Santos. You know, Mr. Speid, are you? Because me and him go at it hard, Cavalier against Santos over the years. And then him look on him girlfriend and say, if I'm Mr. Speid, yes. David Atkinson was 12 years of age, and we have him from that time. And bring him right through. I promise him, mother, say me and get him to go overseas. Look in her eyes and promise her. Just like I'm looking at Paris' mother eyes and promise her, say, this boy, get him overseas, do him good. Same thing with David Atkinson. I'm a fulfill my promise all the time. That is why young players believe in him.
Yeah. David Atkinson. The name, man. I think the best coach in Jamaica, Mr. Maxwell, sent me some clippings of him where him just tearing up this West Ham, Tottenham Spurs, all of these teams across Europe where
the Alves, Bracken United, also soon in that doing Atkinson field day against those European teams.
I know Coach Karumi said Mr. Speid bring the biggest sponsor to football. Clary, I think that's the biggest sponsor.
Yeah. That sponsorship was over $200 million. By the way, I have some other story to tell about sponsorship. I'm near the sponsorship king. No care what anybody tell you. over 200 million. And we could have gotten another 100 million if the clubs them they just cooperate and do some of the terms and conditions that were in the contract. Because we were supposed to be able to sell phones and get profits if the club them just do them power, but they wouldn't. And that's how they are. And so that was it. Also, I went to Mexico City when I was working with Boxhill. Me and Boxhill go myself to Mexico City to get the best coach ever come to Jamaica called Bora. Right? Remember that coach?
Yeah.
There are 4 teams to the World Cup. And I remember we go there and we negotiated with him. And before we go, he wanted like 2 million US a year. You know, I think we end up paying him $1 million US a year because I said, no, I'll give you like, you know, everybody did a shame for telling him $1 million a year. We are giving cut it from 2 million because that was his asking fee. And I just tell him, I was a young kid in terms of, no, 1 million a year. I wanted to tell him 700,000, but everybody said, no, the man going to run out of time house. I was going to Mexico City in a nice house. It was like one of those youngster houses with fully wall all around, but inside there's an oasis. Beautiful house, mother and his wife. And they must say, Speed, don't tell him 700,000 a year because he
what age that Speed?
You remember?
Yeah, what age now, Speed? How old are you? 60?
No, 57.
57.
Yeah, but Boxhill choose me to go with him. As me tell you about every president, you know, me, I want to go to person them always go to. I mean, I ask them for nothing, them always go to me. I mean, I wasn't technical, I was a treasurer.
Yeah.
And he say, me must come. And me willing to offer the man 700,000. Because I read him, you know, saying we take the money, you know.
Yeah.
And his initial thing was 2 million, and me get him to accept 1 million. And I just then me never get him to accept 700,000. Because I read him, saying would I take it. The man love Jamaica, you know. Yeah. When we were qualifying for the World Cup,
Take your phone call, brother.
Bruce, let me call you back, man. Half hour. Cool.
Yeah.
Remember, he came with Mexico to play against us in the last World Cup qualifying game, you know, and he carried 15 players, including Data, on the bench. You know. That man never come to beat us. You remember? 1998, he was the coach of Mexico. Never come to beat us. He just come and draw the match, because draw bring me through. And he never needed points. He gone through already. You know, people don't remember them things about Bora, you know, but that's so when we go, he will want to come at Jamaica. So when we got him now, and him say he want $1 million, President look at me and say, oh, we're gonna pay him. I'm tell him, say, just no, you worry yourself, President, man. You know, find a way to pay him. And say, man, worry yourself, man. I came back to Jamaica and I talked to Oliver Clark, the late great Oliver Clark. We used to run Green and Jamaica National. And I said to him, say, Oliver, I need money to pay that coach. So he said, what I can do? So him say, you, I got sign one invitation to all of the top people in Jamaica. Yeah, invite them to lunch. So I'll be able to talk to them to get the money to pay the money. And nobody can tell Oliver Clark no. I just tell you that. That I like, in the last, he said me and him a friend. I'm a work for him, but he said me and him a friend. Died now. People think, say I'm a father, because from me I like 22, I control all line money. All line money. Cleaner group, I control all line money from a young age. Young age. That about companies in England, USA, Canada, and me control all line money. He now spend a cent unless he asks me. And nobody can tell him nothing about me. Because me controlling money from the age. And things like if for instance, even now, I still sign on him account. Even though I left Green 5 years ago, I still sign on him account. Right? That's all trust me. Right? So anyway, I said to him, say, just invite the people to the meeting, and him invite the people to one luncheon, one evening, $350 million we get. Man, I'll drive car on the border. Man carry key to house on him. House in the Golden Triangle. Just to give you an idea. $350 million. And me are the king of sponsorship. Nobody else like me.
So people, well I know. It's alright. Him say I'm the king of sponsorship. So anyway, continue.
You know what question you want to ask me, but me stay in my lane this so here. Me now move out of my now technical me I do. Me can't do too much things. Me know that you want to ask me.
No, man. Listen, man, we not rush the thing.
Right.
I'm really want, me no want, boy, me
When you have
internet
all
last.
yellow pages, and me bring them to come a Casafa. Yellow pages.
Yellow pages that where that half a cheat road.
Yeah, me bring them money they come a Casafa too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm me a king. Me tell you already, nobody like when it comes to sponsorship. I'm me a the king. Nobody. Me just not do that anymore because me focus different.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why me can do it is because all the people who used to run top companies now, all of them are go school. I mean, when they study to become a chartered accountant, not teach fee. They all come to the art consortium, all always study and see each other and know so we are chartered accountant. We have a brotherhood too. We have an association with JOIN. So easy to talk to them. I not to talk to, when me go for a sponsorship, I not even have to talk about football. I probably talk about everything else but football and then me say how much money I'll give them. You see the difference?
Yeah. But Mr. Speed, that's why I tell you say you don't need sponsor, bridging.
No, why me? No, but me need sponsor because me tell you something. So when me go through my club,
You don't need sponsor, Mr. Speed, man.
me need
You can sponsor the whole team, man.
No, but
Can-
that's not healthy. So me don't want to go back there. I used to do that, but that's
Yeah.
not healthy. For the last 2 years, I haven't because me find a way for it make it sustain itself, and that's the road me want to stay on. But me still want the more. I tell you why. Me find 27 players in my youth system, and I know say I gonna become top players, right? Me about 27 of them. I want the more for them.
Yeah.
I know if me do more for them, them will turn out to be real special players. At least half of them will turn out to be real special players, right? So, I mean, you have some youth to go to school. We're like, a month time, me help them with them school fee. And then we still help somebody, so help me with like them lunch money. We want to help them more. So, sponsorship is good. Me can't have too much. Because anything me get, me don't want it for myself. Basically, me satisfied with my life. Me all right. But me would like to help some youth more. And that's why I don't want the sponsorship.
Okay, fair enough. So where we at now, Mr. Speed? We talk a lot in a 2 hours. So people who just join in the stream we need to watch out back. We need to go over and watch back the live stream. Either whatever you there work, because some very good message, some good information where Speed go to school and stuff where him grew up. So we need to get them thing there. You understand? So big up to everybody in the chat. People smash the like button. Although I have 150 likes on the video. Go on. Smash the like button, man. Yeah, so where we at right now, we are going to shift the ball game a little bit. He has done everything you have to come. We have to. You set out your goal. You win the Premier League for Cavaliers. You sell a few players. You have more players you're going to sell. What left for you achieve for Cavaliers?
Right. So, for me, all right, Cavalier first. So, the first thing I've done, and people going to laugh at me, all right? But them don't understand how I think. The first thing I've done is look at my championship winning team, which is the youngest professional team ever. And I look at one of the best teams in the world called Manchester City. You know, you want to say Liverpool still, but Manchester City, right? I look at Liverpool too. I'm going to look at Chelsea. 3 other teams I really think very good. And we start to identify the gap.
Why me think out of them 3 teams they rate Man City and Chelsea more?
Hey, me I have an argument to talk about why this German coach and so but I think you get to the argument.
Bro, I can't wait for that discussion. I can't wait for that discussion.
So what I did was analyze a gap between those 3 teams and Cavalier. Cavalier are Jamaican. There's a gap, right? You agree?
Yeah. Definitely. Right now.
Yeah. A big gap too. In some case, I like
everybody I play catch up. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
Everybody
but in some case, if they're at 100, maybe they are 50 or under. Mm-hmm. That's the gap. But me have to be honest. So my thing is how close me can come to that gap, to fill that gap, to be one of the best teams in the world. So people might laugh at me and say, "Oh, that's crazy, man." But guess what? It's the same thing when Muslim said Bartlett, right? So let me tell you our next story now. When Mosin come on Major League and Super League and start coming up, the team that I wanted to be was like Harbour View.
Yeah. You said that over. Watch few interviews where you said that.
Yes. So people don't understand that, but there was a gap between me and them. So I analyze what the gap is, just like a SWOT analysis, and I decide what I have to do to catch up. And I do the work and catch up. Pass them. Then I realize there was a gap between me and Portmore, and I have to do the work too. I do the work, catch up. Right? I'm going to pass them, let me just catch up. Now we're going to play in the Caribbean Champions League. Guess what? I don't want to go there to participate. So guess what? I have to analyze what the gap is to win, what is required to win, and find a way to get there. And that is why when you talk to me about how my team play, you see my style. Because I'm not trying to get it better and better. Because that's the only way we can compete with those teams.
Yeah, but this I can't understand, you know, still no Mr. Speid. Why in the national team can't play like Cavaliers? Have a system and have a style or the team. No, seriously.
You know, you're not.
Why you have more money than the federation?
No, I don't. I don't feel
Anyway, but continue.
Right. So now we have had teams already that win CFU and go in like CONCACAF League, Club League. You want to go there? But why you think we want to go there to just play? We want to go there, and when we go there, we deal with who we have to deal with. So the gap is close to identify. So we can get like one parameter if you think somebody just attack. Last week when you decimate Man U, you passed about 723 times completed pass. You didn't know that?
No.
Right. Man City average are like 600 pass. You know our average is 350. You see the gap?
Far.
Yeah. So guess what? Me a close it. I don't know how far me I'll go, but me a close it because me understand how you get to that level. So no matter which player me have, you know, business are who. If I'm a two left foot, the gap of a close. And that is what next for Cavalier. Close the gap as much as me can against the top teams, in other words. Not if you try to compete with the local team, then I really gonna eventually.
Yeah.
You have to should be
I like sit down here, Bridging. I can see the IQ we have and where you want Cavaliers Football Club to go and where some of the team. That's I believe not even in the conversation with you with Thomas Tuchel. I just have I just think you think Thomas Tuchel is greater than Jäger.
So
and you know why I say that? You have a similarity of Thomas Tuchel. You see, if it going wrong, you're not gonna be naive and you're not gonna be stubborn to change it. You will quick to change it. Another example, me make 2 mistakes 10 years, 15 years ago. And you decide to you're not gonna make mistake on the pitch to make the 3rd mistake. You take me off. Thomas Tuchel that do the same thing. Him now wait for you mess him up. Before him
it's not me you're messing up, you know. You're really messing up the rest of the teams. I know me. Just me. I know me. Me not nothing to do with it. It's just me have to make sure I do the right thing. So as it relates to so that is as it relates to Cavalier. As it relates to me personally would like to be one of the first pro licensed coaches Jamaica ever have. And don't believe I want it for myself. I want it so I can teach A license in Jamaica. I love teach people things. That's something I enjoy doing. People don't even know I teach accounts. I'm gonna tell them. Yeah, for free too. I have people when go certain time and teach for free. I don't even tell nobody about that side there. I love teach.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of time too, I go in our parishes and teach to coaches. I don't make it a big issue. But me spend my time, do good things to people all the time. And you know, to be true, if me have one distractor, it don't even matter because you see if me go right now going at any parish in Jamaica except probably Cassava. I want to line the people in farm to talk to me, you know. And sometimes I have to say, I talk to them and say them wait. When I go play a Mount Pleasant, if 20 person not talk to me, nobody not talk to me. Then line up to talk to me. People love me all over Jamaica because of what them think about me. So you have a few distractors.
I think I just Kingston alone, brother.
Yeah, that's of them there alone. A few of them. And the rest some follow them, but them don't even understand what me I try to.
Yeah. Seem like me then a local vlogging thing and I tell the people them say, yo, Rudolph Speid is a very, very, very good guy, man. You know? I can remember all of the great thing he has done for even my teammate, them my best friend, Reds, me and him talk. Tell him say, me I go do an interview with him and thing and you know? Even my boy tell me a lot of good thing about you. So I think it's just in a Kingston, brother.
Right. And because of what happened with the political part, as me explained to you.
Yeah.
The truth be told, though, is you have a lot of people who them two-faced. Because when they see me alone, they want partner with me, they want the academy come play with me, they have some player for give me. But when they see some other people who want me distracted, them have a different face. That's really what happens a lot of the times. I mean, I don't even worry about that because, you know, they must have them own demons. I mean, one thing we can say is, to sum me up in a way, is that I'm a progressive. So I am looking forward. I you know, I study people who good at what they do. I love a professional. People who want to jog on the spot. And I mean that. I'm not going to follow back or stay with you. I just move out and leave you. Still. But you have to realize people say, I'm not worried about what you're doing in your life. You know? So I don't know why you make my life concern so much. Anybody here quote me, anybody here a quote me, them is only, me can tell that they're just a liar because me not talk to people more than so. So when you're quoting me, I'm not talk to you. When you're quoting me, I talk to you. So that is it. So as it come to me again, the president had asked me, say, do you want to coach a national team or if you wanted to become a chairman of the technical committee? Again, as I said, I never asked you anything. And I said, boy, based on where Mr. Jamaica is, it's better I take the chairman of the technical committee because based on the 5 things that I just tell us I want to achieve for the country, I feel similar that better help the country doing that and coaching the national team. So if anybody asks and wonder why I'm coach the national team, that is the reason. When we finish these 5 things, which I hope to finish in a hurry, maybe in the next year or 2, then I think that is the next stage of what I like to move on to because I think I would enjoy doing it.
Coach a national team or any national team? Under 17, 20.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy doing it.
No, but I love for you to be the president still in a bridge. Because you know why I want you to be the president? I tell you why I want you to be the president. First, I think our football leader evolve, meaning the youngster. I don't think we don't focus and pay attention on the young youth. I know if you have the power when we make it to that 2017 World Cup, that 2011 World Cup, most of them players that turn professional player. Second thing, we're crying out for sponsor for the Reggae Boyz. Why it's so hard for corporate Jamaica come on board? I believe I can bet my wife, my 2 picnic them, and my mother. So if Rudolph Speid become the president of Jamaica, this sponsorship where we are talking about, the team not a sponsor, I guarantee if Rudolph Speid get 10 sponsors, I lose my wife and I lose my kids. I can bet that. Guarantee you. Why it's so hard for we get sponsor? I mean, know so if you are the president, like, what the difference with you and the rest of people?
You know what? To be honest, I don't want to go down sponsorship road. You know, I don't want to answer you at all because you see, in the football, you have to understand. I help with certain things, like technically, I help with some financing if I need help on that, because my expertise. But I kind of know about paying mind to the marketing and the rest of the place because the truth is, it does take up a lot of my time, which I don't have. And I still have my issues them with the club when I figure say we're underachieved so that I can do better. So I can't tell you. I really can't tell you. I'm not paying no mind. Honest. I'm deliberately not paying no mind. I'm not paying no mind.
So Speid, nah, be honest with me in the bridge.
No, man, I'm not paying no mind, man. I'm just not paying no mind. So I wouldn't can't tell you.
So next 5 years from now, you'd love to coach any national team. That would be good.
any national team. Once we finish these 5 things that I'm working on, which I
And
know
tell the people the 5 thing if people just coming on the 5 thing we want to achieve in the next.
want every single no player should be coached by a coach who don't have a coaching license. And for the amateur level, we want them to have a B license. For the semi-professional, which is Super League, we want them to have a A license. And for the Premier League clubs and national team, we want them to have pro license. That's my dream for Jamaica. Anytime we reach there, we can assure you that Jamaica will be ranked in the top 20 of countries in the whole wide world. We can assure you that it will happen. And that's what we're going after. The second thing is club licensing. Every single club in Jamaica must achieve their club license. If you don't have no club license, you must go and play corner league. That's the league you must play.
So, all right, explain what they need to do to register the club. So, if people
first, it must be a modern ownership structure, which could be a limited liability, a corporation, an association, something, right? Why? We need to know the owners at each club. You see what is happening in football now, where FIFA is talking about safeguarding. FIFA is just being prominent, you know. They know that because football is the most underprivileged, and next we are looking for risk likely for people to take advantage of certain kids because of them situation, because people who play football is poor. We want to know who owns these clubs. We want to know who is a doctor, who is a lawyer, who is the president. We want to have these names, because what we don't want, something happen and a man just walk away and say, oh, no, my club, you know, my name is on a piece of paper. And that is one of the reasons, one of the main, not to mention the structure and make sure, say, we use club license to make sure, say, you have the right people in place, the right amount of coaches, the right amount of admin person. Make sure, say, you have financial statements, so nobody not thief your money. Make sure, say, you have audited financial statement. Make sure, say, you have bank account. Make sure, say, your professional players have contract, club run properly. That is what club license is all about. You know, so if you don't have a field, you rent one. That is what club license is all about. So for now in Jamaica, a Premier League club license must be 150, Super League 130, and Major League is 110. If you can't reach those stages, you're out. You can't play no football in the country, because those club licensing designate allow you to have a structure in place so the club will remain viable. So people talk about Cavalier as one man, but you're all joking. We have 2 lawyers, we have chartered accountants, we have managers, we have whole heap of people help run our club now. President, everything we have in place. Our club license is like 170. So I'm saying this is why we're making sure that it happens in Jamaica. Places like Iceland, it's strong on club license. You see what they do with 300,000 people. Belgium was ranked number 66 in the world. They started a coaching school, now they're ranked number 1. Just to give you 2 examples of where those things are used and they profit everybody. Then we want to have what men are getting paid now to play football in Jamaica. We want to ensure that by 2025 the women get paid, right? So we must have a women professional league. The men professional league, you can see it improving and hope to get it better. And the 5th thing is that we want to have elite football competition, elite youth football competitions in Jamaica, both male and female, right? Where the best play against the best from the parish league right up to the professional league. Parish league under 13 and 15, professional 17 and 20. And that is what we want to achieve as soon as the country will back up. And those are my 5 pet projects that we are working on for it to become a reality.
My next question to you, I'm watching the Premier League, the final and the semi-final, and the commentator were speaking about a lot of players get injured and the artificial field. When we're going to see we get some proper field where the player them not getting too much injured, and the time where the game is playing 1 o'clock, that's, come on, we need a better time.
Yeah, but the problem is that there was no lights. They were putting up lights now, so the games can be played anytime. And I also remember we had a curfew. So we had to finish by 6. So those are really the factors that cause that. That will improve in the second season. And the truth is that if they had asked us to play on Rockstone before the season, we would have all said yes, because we were starved and the players wasn't earning any money and we really wanted to play. So it's late in the season, people start to complain about that. People start to drop out and they start to find every excuse. But of course, it is true that the place is hot. But guess what, boss? The next team I play same time too. And some people just not bother complaining like us. We just go about our business and do what we have to do. So I'm saying that it is true, but those are circumstances that we couldn't control. No light was there, and the government approved a few fields, so we couldn't go anywhere else. And then there was a curfew time, which we had to finish before.
Yeah. So the upcoming season, where we can expect some of the gameplay. What about stadium is? What about Sabina Park? What about stadium?
We had gotten those approved, but the cost, and there's no spectator. At the end of the day, we had to make an economic decision.
Why it cannot play at Arnett though, without fans?
Yeah, well, they didn't approve on it for whatever stupid reason. I don't know. They didn't approve on it.
Yeah, because Arnett is a very nice pitch and stuff.
It's one of the best in Jamaica now. So I could, but they didn't approve it, so we can't play where they don't approve. Because remember, we're like on eyelash begging, pleading for the government to start it.
When we can actually wear the club where the player them pay tax. I think if you pay tax, this is a professional level we're supposed to go in, Mr. Speid. And this is the next thing why Jamaica now get better as a nation. It's too hard to get a bank account.
No, it's not that hard, because recently the government came up with a solution for the unbanked. If you don't put more than 200,000 in your bank account, you can just walk in with your passport and your TRN number and get a bank account now. So that is in place now.
So when we're going to see player get the money in bank?
Oh, yeah,
that's the level.
Every Cavalier player except one get their money in a bank account. Transfers.
Repeat this.
Every Cavalier player except one get their money in their bank account. Transfers from our bank to their bank. Everyone.
So you don't know about that. You know what about the rest of the club?
No, man. Some of them do. Some of them don't. But it's not because them can't do it. As a matter of fact, we haven't been doing this just now. We have been doing this like 5 years ago. Yeah. It's not just now.
So how can the government earn from some of these salary?
Why you want them to earn anything?
Of course, play in England, pay tax.
Well, let me tell you something. In my situation, I can't talk about anybody. There are some players who get certain salaries, ask me to pay tax for them, and I've done it. Some don't want a deduction out of them pay. So.
No, but so that's why we have to go that level, bro. That's how the government going to respect the thing.
Yeah, but some of them not get enough pay for pay tax.
So much money I pay out a tax.
Them under the threshold. Remember, say you have to earn 1.5 million before you pay tax. Enough player not earn that.
Okay. So, Mr. Speid, we're up to you now. I want to warm up the phone line for them ask you a few questions.
All right, because I'm leaving. I can't get my boy off for more. So,
all right, so. People, listen, the phone line I got open and you're just going to ask a question and then Mr. Speid I got answer. That's the best way we can get as much question. And please, and may I beg you, the JFF thing, Mr. Speid not really I got talk about that because he's not in that position to give certain information. Okay? So I hope you guys understand and respect Mr. Rudolph Speid. So listen, all right, let's open the phone line. No, I don't use the banner there. I'm so blessed with so much banner. So all right, watch this now. People, the phone line, the number is up on the screen. So you have opportunity to call in and let Mr. Rudolph get in a call already. This brother. Carla, good evening, man. Welcome to the show. Carla, good evening. Sorry about that, Alex. Carla, good evening, man. Welcome to the show.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Speak up a little bit.
So Mr. Speed, if I'm politically wrong, I heard you was in Honduras with the team, right? What are you was a part of the planning with the team playing that good in Honduras, and if so, what valuable assets do you put technically for making the team play better to winning that game in Honduras?
No, that wasn't my job.
Just a second, Mr. Speed. So, Alex, that's the only thing you want to answer. You want to ask, right?
Yes, that's the only.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to ask.
So, me going to take a next call. I'm go on and think. So, we want to take as much as call because I don't have enough time. Say,
Okay.
all right. So, Mr. Speed, are you ready for answer that?
Yeah, no, I wasn't a part of the planning in Honduras. I went to Honduras to look at systems and everything to assess for my technical committee, in which we did when we come back and we spoke to the coach after and technical staff. But no, I'm not taking any credit for that win.
Okay, so you hear that people, the phone line is open. I hear you guys were saying the line was, I didn't turn up the volume, so sorry about that, guys. Somebody has to leave the tax thing alone. All right. I'm going to leave that alone. So anyway, whenever the calling coming in, Mr. Speed, me will let you know. So hold on, just me turn up the volume there for me. So yeah, Mr. Speed. So hold on there. So, how you feel about that victory? This is the first time you travel with the Jamaican national team, and let me tell you something, guys. Mr. Speed is a very feisty guy, and him not take shit from people. So sometimes when people say, "Oh, Mr. Speed traveling with the team," and Mr. Speed always want to pay money. If the man have to pay money for travel, the Reggae Boyz go anyway. Man, Mr. Speed. I do on a long time, so I know what you do from where you're not going to do. So,
I never pay this time because it was a chartered flight. So it no matter if I did go or not, it don't cost the JFF no more. This time, when I went, it was a chartered flight. It never cost any more RLS.
Okay, so what do you think about the team overall, though? You think we can qualify?
Yes. We still have a chance. As long as we don't try to come first or second, we can come third or fourth.
What do you mean by as long as we don't try to come first or second?
No, because
shouldn't you aim for that?
No, you don't matter. Third go to the World Cup just the same, but you don't want to overcome it against good teams, and where you probably should take a draw. You try to go for the win and lose instead.
Yeah.
You know, and then it costs you at the end. You understand? So that is why I said that.
Okay, let's go for our next call. Carla, good evening. Welcome to the show. Where you calling from?
Yeah, blessed, not far from Florida. Mr. Speed, blessed evening.
Evening, boss.
Evening. Go ahead, Carla.
Yeah, Mr. Speed, pertaining to the overall program, the philosophy where everybody are crying for in terms of why we don't have a philosophy. Who is responsible for that? And why is it that we can't get this in place since 98? Even when Rennie Simmons will come and try to give you a philosophy, an identity, say we are the Reggae Boyz. Up to this day, each coach what we get, we still can't say a philosophy. It's a Butler, I try to get that in place. Why is that not in place? Who is responsible for that, Mr. Speed? Because you have Cavalier on a program. Why is that not shared with the program, the JFF, so we can implement it? You understand? That's a man.
Right. So
all right, hold on. We don't want to keep him on it. So that's all you have to say, right?
Yes, my brother. That's all.
All right. Thanks for calling in. So Mr. Speed going to answer it to you because I want to get most calling tonight. So all right.
Yeah, man.
All right, enough respect. So go ahead, Mr. Speed.
Right. So we have sat together a lot of time, a lot of the football heads to try to come up with a philosophy, but we just unsuccessful because we just have too many different views. at Cavalier, it is easier because since I'm the sporting director, basically I sit with my coaches and I will come up with a philosophy and some of the executives too. So it is easier to keep and to maintain. And then the truth is we're not so perturbed about the results, although we're a results-oriented club, unlike the national team who want to win every time. So that philosophy hasn't taken shape. The other problem that we have to come up with a philosophy is not easy. It takes people who have knowledge, high knowledge in um in football to make it. Also, even this weekend we're discussing what philosophy Jamaica should have. So it's something that we have always been doing. And then we have to go back and recognize who we are as a people, right? We yes, we're
Far
fast
skill.
in terms of we're skillful, but speed is a lot of speed. Now you have about 20 speed in a football, and you have speed of thought, speed of execution. So it's not just to run fast alone. Speed is a lot of different dimensions. And also you have to remember, if you do your history, when the slave was coming from Africa, them drop off all I want them to get trouble at Jamaica and 81st. You have to remember that too, about us. So remember, so we have something inherent about how we think and how we rebellious. So when you're coming up with a philosophy, all of those things you have to take into consideration. And we just never have the expertise to actually put all of those things together. Or we have that one person who would believe in it to make it happen. So that is why we just don't have a philosophy at this time. At Cavalier, it's a different thing. My philosophy is simple. You have to be fast, you have to be skillful, and then we teach you the football from there. And we play to win, and we attacking. We force the game. We don't play counter attacking, although we can counter attack. So our philosophy is ingrained in us, and we do it every single day. That's it.
And you never change your philosophy like club.
Never.
Die by bridge in a KO club seat. The man would never change it, bro.
Right. We only get it better and better and tweak it, but it remains the same.
Okay. Thanks for that. So I'm get two other missed calls. So let's call about them two person before me take like I'm not on the call of them bungle up on me tonight.
But I think we're close though, for trying to get one in place. Because we're always discussing it.
All right, caller, good evening, man. Where you calling from?
Calling from Atlanta, yeah.
Atlanta. Welcome, my brother. What's your name?
Yeah. Justin.
Justin. So go ahead, Mr. Rudolph Speid live. So question for Rudolph Speid.
Yeah, we have a question. In regards to the Premier League, where the JFF
Talk up a little bit, though.
14 parishes. They say we have 14 parishes in Jamaica. 14. We only see we have 5 parishes taking part in the football match. 5 parishes. St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Anne. So there are 7 parishes which is not taking part in elite football. There's no club from those parishes. So that's a problem in terms of talent spread. You can, that's a problem I see that. Yeah. That's one. And number 2 question is, does he see any challenge with the community type football we have right now? Like those community type football, if that is sustainable, do you feel that this community type football we have is sustainable to go forward, or is it limit? Just those 2 questions.
All right. Thanks for calling. So Rudolph Speid will answer them so you can listen. Okay?
Right. So there's now 6 parishes because St. James have a team in the Premier League, whichever way it go, right? So there are 6, right? But I mean, every country you go to, if they are broken up in province. I mean, England is the same, Spain is the same, Germany is the same. There are some provinces that don't have any team, so it's not unique to us. Once you operate a Premier League where it is sporting merit is the reason why the teams are there. So, but we understand what your position though, and we are trying to fix it. That is why we have introduced the Tier 2, which is second to the Premier League, for development and to identify talent where we have told all the parishes that they're to name a team based on sporting merit first and club license second to be able to play in the tier 2 competition, which we expect to kick off next year if everything goes well. So that will now enable every single parish to have a second tier team, which would be a semi-professional league in Jamaica. So that is what we're going to make to solve that problem.
Okay. So I have to call my Coach Barris. Him come. You know Coach Barris usually play for Waterhouse?
Bryce Johnson, I'm a boy that one.
Yeah, so
Him, but they ask to find the players them for the Casafa team where Donzo will take all of those players from to play on the national team that went to the 2011 World Cup. So him was part of that team as the first one of the scouts, one of the set of scouts that did some work. Him and Gregory.
yeah, Coach Barris, man.
And before you say that, you know, say people have it to say him playing at the greatest Premier League game ever played. Waterhouse versus Arnett Yard in the 3-2, where Barry scored 3 and Waterboy scored 2. You ever hear about that game?
Of course.
Score, Waterboy equalized. Barry score, Waterboy equalized, and Barry score again. 3-2.
Yeah.
Yes.
But me actually remember when I store him name as.
Barris Johnson name.
No man, I don't remember. Let me see him next one. Him say more have a talk today, you know.
Boy, I love Barris.
More from work to you know, so the writer. Oh yeah, I know I save him name as Coach Barris Johnson. Yeah. Anyway, Coach look like him now pick up, man. Say, Coach now pick up, man. But anyway, yeah, Coach, Big Boss, I want to tell you, Bridget, we appreciate you come and share your story and stuff. And it's a pleasure to have you, Bridget. It's been a long time, but appreciate you come and spend at least nearly 3 hours with me. So really, really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, respect.
Yeah, so listen, tell people all the time, you know. And me go on the thing, Bridget, me I come beat your body, you know, because you give me the interview, you know, Bridget.
Well, I don't know why that beat me. But my thing is development. If you see me not develop the country, then you must beat me. But you a bit more responsible.
Like I know now, because what happened to Mr. Rudolph Speid? You see, some of my Jamaican players them want to play with the national team, and some of the Jamaican people them so sensitive. Just because you reach out to them and you bash them and you say, yo, come do an interview, them don't want the interview. Them a play upon them ego. And then why we as sports person in Jamaica stay like that?
I don't know. I like, you know, as I said before, look here, you know, I have no problem with media because you do your job. And your job where you do might not favorable to me, but it might help somebody else in the future, somebody else. So I'm fine in the media. I'm always ready to come and talk my truth. And if you want to know the truth before you bash me, you can ask me. If you want to bash me, then that's fine because I understand sometimes you have to do a thing because you have to remain relevant and look like you fear. And all I ask is that you fear ask the truth if you don't know the truth. So as I said before, I have a whole lot of distractors too. People talk about that thing, and I'm wondering what are they talking about? I don't know that person. They don't know my story. They don't know what I am trying to achieve. And they believe that I'm looking at them as my rival. No, I'm not looking at you as my rival. I know where I want to go. I want to go further than you have ever gone. I want when a player come to Cavalier, they can fulfill their full potential in whatever they choose to do. When people call me and give me their kids, and if people know, some of the time Cavalier playing with 16 players, we don't have any more because I don't full up my team of players, which I know I'm not going to give games and stifle a career. I make sure that when I say, yes, come, I have a space for you and you're going to play a lot of games. So, yeah, what are people that do business different? And that's fine. You do your business different, that's fine. I am doing the business my way, right? Because this is how I think it should be done. If I win, I'm happy. If I lose, I don't give up. I just look at how I can come back better. All of my distractor, I love all of you same way. Don't worry about it, right? Because you help me to motivate me, right? Because I can see where you are going and I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, instead of you try to be my distractor, I am sure that a lot of you would have liked to be in the same position that I am in football wise,
Yeah.
and you should try to emulate some of what I do or ask me how it is done or ask me the reason why I do it that way because maybe you might learn something. So all of the people that I want to emulate, I ask them why they do it. Look here, it's best for you to speak to somebody who knows what they are doing for 20 minutes than to read books for 2 months. The person will tell you much more than you'll ever know. And that is one of the things that I've lived by. I speak to people who know more than I do. So, like the CONCACAF FIFA instructor was here over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You would learn stuff from him. Hey, you never learn from him. I ask him questions, so I learn stuff from him. He might not even notice it. And those things I will go and practice. He has taught me something that people will be seeing in the Premier League this year, right? That's what we need to do. Increase our knowledge base, Jamaica, if you want to go far. Don't sit down and believe so you know everything. It's only a fool believe that he knows everything. Only a fool. No,
True.
nothing to support you. Right. So that's where I am. Ryan, anytime you can call on me. I'll be happy to come and explain anything. But I just want you to know I'm in for development. So the last thing, so some people said I'm conflicted, and I'm going to ask, so why you never ask him say him have conflicts of interest? So I would say to the person, just sympathy. Every single person in football is conflicted. Why? They all came from either a club before, they used to play for a club. They come from a country, if they're in the CONCACAF or CFU or in FIFA, they come from a country. Don't believe for 1 minute that those people wouldn't be trying to help their club or country if they can. But the system has so many checks and balances in places. So we have 18 directors and I don't vote. So you know what that means? Even if I come to the board for a policy, if the 18 of them go with me, then it means it's a good policy. It's not because I'm conflicted. It must be because it's something good and they have seen the benefits of it, right? So so you have to understand, say I am a nationalist and I want to help my country. By the way, Ryan, I didn't even tell you this. I was the president of Jamaica Volleyball Association for 6 years. You know that?
Yeah. No.
Again, people just came to me and asked me to do it.
So
And
what you know about volleyball?
nothing at all, but I almost carried the team to the Olympics, the beach volleyball to the Olympics. I was 1 match away from going to the Olympics. That's what I did for volleyball. So people just don't. I kept international events in Ocho Rios, beach volleyball events. That when we showed, we had the court on the beach and we had stands around it, sponsorship. Yeah, were and when we showed that to the FIBA, the World Volleyball Body, they sent me a special letter of congratulations. They said they never know Jamaica could put on a tournament like that. We kept it in Ocho Rios. So don't believe I'm one-dimensional. People ask me to stuff because I can do stuff. Maybe next time you see me the president of like Rock Climbing Association because they come and ask me. I'm a nationalist. I will always help people who ask me to help them.
Okay.
People just need to ask.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But before you leave, we have a super chat. I just me we're gonna say nothing still, but the people them pay their money and they want your ads. Oh
So
yeah.
Londoners, no. Yes. Well, no. Yes or no. But he has Londoners I mean, I think it's about 2 or 3 years ago, I went to Colorado. And I was with him for most of the time. We spoke, me and him part, him carry me go places to have lunch and everything. And then him going and train in him room and him tell me, say, because London is one of the most, um, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to say I'm rich or anything, but in Colorado, him is somebody in Colorado. He has like, it brought me to a feel that his academy use. He has an academy that sometimes they keep tournament and it's 200 odd teams come to the tournament. I mean, you know, and he brought me to a facility that there was 100 odd field on it. And just say, look, those are the fields. It was like 100 odd fields. He has where his academy is headquarters, he has a lot of staff, like a business, and they are there 24 hours a day, 7 days of the week. We went there on a weekend, people was there working, full of people. And he brought me into his rooms and just take anything you want. So just take anything you want. Of course, because I traveled with him, I take 2 big bags full of gears. You know, me had gears for like years and shorts and boots and ball and everything. So Lauren is in our plans. But coming back to Jamaica is not an option for Lauren based on what I see him have in Colorado. It's just not an option. It's better him stay.
Happy where they are, man.
Yeah, it's not an option. I mean, he was coaching the national team too, but he's somebody that helps us a lot at Cavalier every time. I mean, it's not the first time he has contributed stuff to us. We had sent our manager one time and him load up the manager to send Barrel. No, it's good to us, man. I mean, it is always in our plans.
Good to have pass player where they can chip in every now and then and to, you know, to help and support. Because I want to do a little thing for my community boys too. You know. Them want pack a few bars to send some jerseys, some shorts and things. Because the last time I go them, Mr. Speid, I want to nearly drop out of my eye, brother. I see the thing run down. The thing run down. And that's sometimes people don't understand it. So when they drop out of that Premier League, Mr. Speid, nobody now look on you if you not proper structure. I want to tell you, tears come from my eye because I know what Boys Town has done for me, my father, my mother, everybody. You know?
Whole community.
The whole community, bridge, you know. When I play for Boys Town, I get tea, lunch, and dinner. If I not go for my breakfast, I get it when I get my lunch. If I not go lunch or breakfast, I get everything in a dinner. I get my package, I get my lunch money and thing. So me want to do back something for my community and try and make sure that I send back some shots, send back some bars.
Do what you can, man. They need it. Boys Town are one of my favorite places to, you know. I always used to say.
You always come over the bridge, you know, always, bro.
So just do what you can do, man. And we learn, I mean, you know, I'm sure when I'm ready, he will come and do any kind of Cavaliers. But I know what him going through now. Him think big, and I cannot see him busy every day trying to go through all of what he needs to go through.
Yeah. So we're gonna take one more call. You can't just leave. One more. So my bridging that call me. So I'll give him a chance. Yes, my boss. Sorry about that, man. We were busy and I didn't want to cut speed off the thing. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, so he's still on, right?
Yes, man.
Okay, just 2 quick ones. What do you think is the best formation for the Reggae Boyz presently? Or if not one, the best formation we should use going forward? And next question, what about a parish league for like under 17 or under 15, where we can unearth the talents from the nook and cranny of all the parishes? Going back to that format of a parish league. Good show so far. I'm listening.
All right. Thanks for calling, brother.
Right. So that was one of the main trusts that we want to create elite youth competitions. And so far the board has authorized a parish league at the under 13 and the under 15 level for both boys and girls. Presently we do play the girls parish league and we play a boys under 15 too. So we're looking for elite. So that is something that we're going to do. Also we're going to extend to have grassroots football being played in each parish, you know, to make sure so we get that from age 6 to 12. So those plans are already approved. We're just waiting on football to return. We believe, though, that at the under 17 and the under 20 level, it should be the semi-professional and the professional teams who take over at that point, because they will be coached by the better coaches in those clubs, or better pro football programs. So at the under 17, under 20, it will be the professional and the semi-professional teams will take over at that stage to continue to develop it. So that is the elite football pathway to make sure we identify all the talents. What was the second part of this question?
What's the best formation the Reggae Boyz should use?
Oh, all right. So when it comes to formation, right? I mean, you know all the modern formations, right? The modern formation that people use is the 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, which is a version of 4-3-3, or 3-5-2, or 5-3-2, which is really a tweak for both of them, right? So those are the modern formations that people use. Of course, people use some others like 4-4-1-1, and them have some formation. Same thing. Now, to choose a formation, remember, you have to think about club football different from international football, right? Club football, Ryan Boss club can just go in his academy and pluck out a youth fit in his system, because his academy would have probably been preparing youth to play the system.
Yeah.
Years.
Everybody play the same way. I Liverpool.
Right. And then at Manchester City, well, Pep just go buy one. That way, kind of have enough money.
No, be honest still. Mr. Speid has done a lot, brother, in youth. I think Man City right now, they are the best.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But him can buy one. Can have money.
Yeah. Most of the time, them buy.
Yeah,
I just feel for it.
Yeah. and the other, and some teams overseas, club teams, them just go buy a player if them don't have it, or them pluck out one out of them academy. I think a lot of them trying to go to the academy now. So they can just keep a system and just feed it every year after year. When you come to a national team, you can only play the players who born in your country, right? Yeah. So our next argument about who better if a Messi is baseball or not, right? Because of that factor I just said, right? For your club, you can pick the best player to play against you and you look good. For your country, you have to play with who then give. Who born in your country. You can't go outside of that. So at various time, you might find when the coach picking team, depending on who is available or who is not available, he might have to change in formation, right? Because it depends on who him have in the national team. Although a lot of national coaches try to stick to one formation still, or them stick to a base and tweak certain other little things. So generally, 4-4-2, good in defense, good in transition, poor in attack. So most people don't bother play it anymore, right? Don't fool yourself about Manchester United play. That's not it look like 4-4-2, but when they start playing, them are wingers, right? Winger link. So 4-3-3 balance is one of the most balanced formation, and it have players in a very good at defense, very good at transition, very good at attacking. They have 3 forward up there, and them know for work when they come back to defense. So that works in a lot of good teams. That's what they play, the 4-3-3, because of what it's been. Problem with 4-3-3, if your defender slow, center half slow, don't bother play. You'll get yourself not problems with it, right?
Sure.
So those are two, and then you have the 3-5-2 or the 5-3-2, which the Germans in love and has been very successful with it. And even when you see Brazil play, when they used to have Roberto Carlos and Cafu going down the flanks, them job at that third person and put him on the back when those people gone, So don't be fooled by how they start out. You have to watch how them play in transition and what them really are do.
Formation is just a formation. When you go down the pitch, you see all the team set up.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And people don't see that. They just think, the on the upside start out with 4-3-3 or whatever. You understand? As they talk about that Liverpool game, that Man United game earlier on, you know that every single time Liverpool don't have the ball, you have Mane, you have Jota, and you have Firmino, and Salah come right back to the edge of them 18-yard box and different.
Yes.
So them different with 11 man behind the ball, but when them counter, they are so devastated and they are so far to catch United. That's one of the problem United have. They don't willing to work.
Right. So there's no best formation. It depending on the team, depending on the players, the team where sometimes you're playing against, depending on the team that you have and the personnel that you have. Because one of the worst things you can do as a coach is play players out of position. You're going the performance of your team going to drop significantly once players are not in position that they are comfortable to play. So you don't choose a formation and say, this is what I'm going to play because I like this formation. It gives a number of factors for you choose one. So I'm able to say, I think the worst formation Jamaica plays 4-4-2, but I can't tell you which the best formation is. I mean, if you ask me about Cavalier, I can't tell you play 3-5. I mean, we play 3-4-3. That's what we play, right? And we never change. Because, again, we have two flank players. And if we want to turn it into 5-3-2, we can. If we want to turn it into 5-4-1, we can. It's just a matter of function and what the coach tells the player to do when they go there, depending on what is happening. So, formation is overrated now. People only start out like that, but invariably, if you look at Manchester City, once they start to play, they used to have a system where they bring the wing backs into the central midfield and call them inverted wing backs, and they play from there, and then they just put in the 5 people up the top. So formation is overrated, man. I mean, top coaches don't even worry about it too much. It's what the functions are and what you do in the moments. So the moments are defending, attacking, transition to attack, transition to defend, set play. And then the real good coaches split up defending into defending in his own half or defending the opponent half, attacking in his own half or attacking the opponent half. And top coach split it down even further to say attacking at different thirds, or maybe now, this first, second, or the third, how you defend at them. So it's the moments that carry the swing now, Carla. Not the formation, it's the moments where you play in or play out. All right.
May I tell you a team why you watch? Brighton. When you sit your TV.
Pino.
Brighton. When you watch Brighton play, you pay the team them more attention?
No, I haven't really paid them a lot of attention. I've seen them play, but
watch Brighton and see how them play.
All right, cool.
Trust me. Look at homework that me I get. Watch Brighton and see how them play. You're going to really, really impress how Brighton play football. You understand? So, more sum it up quick for me before you leave. Why Thomas Tuchel is better than Klopp?
Well, you say because you say the argument are not tight. I make it be a tie. I think he's actually a better tactician. I think he knows stuff for Klopp, and he's willing to change and match and try new things. But the good thing about him, as you compare him with Pep, he don't overtake the game like what Pep would do sometimes. He's very realistic and he get the job done. Klopp, though, is a much better man manager than him, right? So that's the difference. Klopp, to me, can get normal players to do extraordinary things. That's the difference between Klopp and Tuchel. But they are really two very good coaches.
So if a coach can get a normal player to do, yes, but how him for better?
I never say he was better. I just ask you. But
no, tactically, you say him better as a tactical.
Better tactically, yeah.
But why people don't give Klopp? Why people don't give Klopp that? Especially when they talk about Pep Guardiola tactics, they never give Klopp that. They only say, "Oh, he's a good coach. He's a good man manager."
No, he's definitely a better man manager than all of them. No, it's true. I mean, if you look at
him better at good. But why him don't like superstar though?
No, it's not a matter I don't like superstar. So although you're a Liverpool fan, I tell you something I notice about Klopp. Because I tell you, I study from the best and I ask the best. This is the response I get about Klopp. Klopp is like me in a way, right? Klopp believe in a people who work hard, right? And if you notice the Liverpool team, Klopp get rid of hard like people when like running. You notice it?
True.
Right. Every single one. Let's go back with him 5 years ago and see if none of them did this thing. He can get rid of the whole of them. So me figure when do him put them to a rigid test where he met them train morning and evening. That's what I heard. Hard training regiment. And all that who give up are the people who broke down. You notice them not there at the club no more. And then keep it one, then we can keep going for 90.
And make them go fishing for 5 days without food.
That him do.
Yeah. 5 days without food, bro.
You know that was what I'm just do? That's team building. Yeah, that's team building. And just that exercise is team building, which a lot of people ignore totally. And it's a key for win title.
Yeah, a real talk, man. Him believe, once him believe in something last year, bro, the man will never change him system and do all that. The man says, I remember what you just said earlier on when you said, if you play in a 4-3-3 and you defend them slow, it don't make no sense you use it. The man have all them key defender them down last year. And the man have a brother named Nat Philip and Reese, the one who have Jamaican background. 2 local youth and they know nothing about football in the bridge. And the man have them a play centre back for Liverpool. And the man would never tell them, say, yo, sit deep, you know. All when the man them slow, you know.
That was the problem. Once you play a 4-3-3, and you know, just to give out, that is why when we were playing Waterhouse, if you notice, the people don't even understand it. They say that when Waterhouse got the red card, it make life easier for us. It didn't. It actually make life harder for us because we wanted finishing on the field.
Yeah.
They could have given somebody else red card. They were playing a 4-3-3 and him was on the field. And we wanted him on the field. That is why we scored against them before we get the red card. You know, people don't realize it. And we dominated possession 60-40 when he was on the field. You know, we wanted him on the field. So people were saying, no, after him come off, he get harder on us. If you play 4-3-3 and the centre back them slow, you're dead. Like dead. And we knew.
That's why it's a Laporte and you have the guy, my boy now, DS, they are very quick.
Yes.
Yeah, and clapped by this guy, what him do against Manchester United? The man of Joel Matip played 12 games. And the Joel Matip is very slow. And what the man of Kanate to compete to seal that partnership with Van Dijk, he very quick and he can run down Man United.
Eventually now you know this Liverpool fortune just changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple. People don't know these things, but you see like these that I just tell you is a top coach tell me. You know, we discuss it and is a top coach tell me. I'm just learn. And people, you want to talk about football, you have to learn the game.
Yeah.
Every day. Just like how they play in training for 2 hours, you have to train as a manager. Yeah. You don't know everything.
So what you say now? You give Thomas Tuchel the edge.
Him can last. Him can last in a more situation than Klopp. In other words, you could send him our next team and him still look better than Klopp because Klopp going to do one thing first. He's going to sieve out first with what he want to achieve.
Yeah. Why him stay? That's his reason why, and I think him stay long term at club.
Yes, because it's a progress the club.
Yeah.
Tuchel can just come tomorrow and get results.
Yeah. Club can do that still, but in a long term still, you know. Right. It take a little while for club.
Oh, as 2 magnificent coaches, and I get me wrong, you know.
So why club if we see if him go at Chelsea or Manchester City, you think he will succeed or he just now go them club there?
It don't make sense because them want instant gratification. And that is why I go a club where I build.
I love club, brother. The man is like my father, Bridging. My father give me that love the whole club give me, bro. The man say, yo, if him don't win a Premier League title in 3.5 years, the man say he might go Sweden to coach in the last division.
You know why I like those coach? Because him talk the talk and him walk the walk.
And then the journalist say, yo, when Jose Mourinho was coming to Chelsea, he says he's a special one. And the people them say, what would he want us to call him? I'm the normal one.
I remember that.
Man say I'm the normal one, brother. Everything what the man say, the goal him set out at Liverpool, brother, the man achieve it, brother.
Which is what I tell you, say, one of the mistakes that people make, even in Jamaica, or call you, I want you to coach a team, and the person just say, okay, when he's training and give me the ball, them, and then gone. No, that's a football. No. So as I said before, my board sit down and say, would I like achieve this? I mean, I overachieve. The same thing when we go JFF. If the president come and tell me, say, just come sit on the seat and do anything you want to do. I'm not interested in that. Me I say, president, this I want to do, and then say, yes, I'm a good at it. That's how football must be. You must have something you want to achieve, and you work towards it.
Yeah, but yo, bro, me love club, bro. The man they great, bro. The man they
Of
great.
course it is.
And the man they believe in a loyalty, bro. Loyalty in play. It take him so long for part with certain play. And that's the next thing. That one I think where I go. That one I think when me think club. They make him win a lot of trophy like the Pep Guardiola. Sometimes him can be stubborn. And him when him lie like Firmino, no matter what Firmino do, the man will never take him off, brother.
No, but
Yo,
from
the man get mad, and media man ask him, yo, Firmino not playing nothing, and the man get mad. The man just fall out of crack. Man say, you know, see what Firmino do over all the years. Him becomes a bad player. I said the man attack the media.
no, but the truth is though, the truth is, I forgot left in it. The truth is,
Yeah, man. Ain't they ready?
yeah, I forgot it. The truth is, Firmino just score goal, brother, and that thing that they find do other things, and that is why I tell you, say you have to, he might do what the coach wanted for them. So I did that.
Yeah,
So for instance, when me in a Premier League this year and Mount Pleasant beat me for the first time in 4 years, we just did play half full. That is the time I knew I was going to win the league, after playing half full, I'm just call a team together and say, all right, me see what I want to do. I'm going to go through it now. Say, well, nobody can beat you again for the rest of the year. Because that's one of the best things.
You record the training session then?
No.
I need if you start record the training session, brother. I need if you go up on Amazon and the man have some footage in the ear where you can record the game then, brother. I need it if you go up on Amazon. I'm going to send you the link or the thing them. You're a rich boy, you can buy them. I have them, I have the remote, and then fly and you record the training session. That's where more you think go, Mr. Rudolph Speid. More if you record the training session, brother. It's not expensive.
Yeah.
To buy the tool them for record the training session and video, the only thing you're gonna need a local youth for video the thing. And you show what the player them say, yo, this is where you're going wrong, and that's the next level. No other Jamaican team do that. So you have to cut above the rest of them. You understand? So when you call a player like Hakeem and say, listen, this is why you're running, I want you to run that place at that place, bitch. You understand? It's like my thing, set up my thing, and the sound good like me on TV. Yeah, man. That's how more you set up Cavalier.
It's set up, by maybe have some cameras and things, but I kind of fall back with it still. So.
Yeah, man. I'm going to get the jerseys where people can earn merchandise.
Come to that, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
no other club now. Yeah, Mount Pleasant that do it, but trust me, these are extra revenue and thing.
Oh, we're getting here, man. We're getting there.
All right, so people, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned. Don't move, Mr. Speid. So stay away right here. So people, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it and stuff. Listen to this, Man United fans. Have this.
Say this directly to Man United fans. Just lower your expectations, man. You're not a decent club anymore. You're not going to challenge for the title. Just be happy. Just embrace that. It's not the despair. It's the hope that kills you. So look at Arsenal. They have no hope. Their fans are having a lovely time.
They're happy as Larry, aren't they?
They're having a gorgeous time. United fans, just give up hope. You will enjoy it far more.
Man United, just behave on yourself, Bridget. Calm down. So people, thank you guys for watching, man. Really appreciate it. People, if you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button in pieces. Big up Formula Sport. J Russia, just a forward. Big up to no found guys, man. Big up to all of you guys down in the comment section. Enough respect, man. Yeah, big up, brother. Big up for the super chat. Really appreciate it. So yeah, lower expectation, Man United, man. So let's big up on yourself, guys.
Say this directly to Man United fans. Just lower your expectations, man. You're not a decent club anymore. You're not going to challenge for the title. Just be happy. Just embrace that. It's not the despair. It's the hope that kills you. So look at Arsenal. They have no hope. Their fans are having a lovely time.
They're happy as Larry, aren't they?
They're having a gorgeous time. United fans, just give up hope. You will enjoy it far more. I say this directly to Man United fans. Just lower your expectations, man. You're not a decent club anymore. You're not going to challenge for the title. Just be happy. Just embrace that. It's not the despair. It's the hope that kills you. So look at Arsenal. They have no hope. Their fans are having a lovely time.
They're happy as Larry, aren't they?
They're having a gorgeous time.